October. All right. Okay. Here. Check. Cunt. Okay. Here we go.
Check.
Cunt. 3, 2, 1.
Don't. You give this guy a golf club, he'll probably try to fuck it.
Who's scruffy looking?
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
I just assumed he's a Wookiee.
Hey, it's me.
Everything you heard about me is true.
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
Sagrona, my friends. Welcome to the Scruffy Looking Podcasters, episode number 268. No, Sagrona Tima, first mentioned back in episode 209, 2022, October 30th. Crazy. But yes, we are the Scruffy Looking Podcasters, and this is episode 268, episode 35, New Era, a special existential space where if you're hearing it first here, you are definitely hearing it last, but with flavor. Glad you're hanging with us as our conversations today are going to take us from Terrace to Chandrilla, where you're definitely going to be hanging for the banter, but Ed, you're staying for the Romulan ale, right?
Yeah, got a little Romulan ale going.
Little Romulan ale going.
It's not actually, obviously, but it's made in Florida. It's a whiskey, advertised as Romulan ale. We've talked about it before. Limited edition bottle.
Still drinking it.
Also, I'm a little bit sick, so bear with me if you hear some sniffles and whatnot. But yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to learn what happened in Star Wars Celebration too.
Yeah.
And because I'm hearing it here last. So
you are hearing it here last. We're going to be doing some big bomb drops on you here. So that was Mr. Ed Bossart. My name is Jimmy Dice from the great state of Maine. We're down one Brit, but we got this twit here from Mr. Christopher Hall. Looking fine, my friend.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Yes, Kev can't be with us. He's travelled all the way to London today to see Forest lose in the semi-final of the FA Cup. So.
Yeah, it looked like, and I was talking to my buddy about it, who I talked with about Forest. Looked like 2 minutes into it, they were just like, "Yeah, fuck it."
We fucked him. But do you know what? I saw Kev on Wednesday. I saw Kev all day Thursday, and I spent all day Saturday with Kev. So I'm fucking glad he's not here because I've had enough of him this week. So it's good to just hang with you guys.
I hear that.
Big time. Big time.
Been a long road.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Well, here we are, and here we go. Let's get right into it. Ed, you gave us the Forest Nottingham update. Thank you for that. Why don't you start us off with your week then?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, correct?
Yeah,
yes, mate. 2 weeks since we last
14 days.
Nice. So last weekend, my wonderful wife, for the first time, ran, because she qualified for it, in the Boston Marathon.
Sick.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't know what I was getting into really with it, but apparently it's like the most popular marathon in the world.
Really?
Of. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's been going for like, oh man, I gotta Google it. I don't want to get it wrong. How long has the Boston Marathon been around?
Do you know what you got? You know what you got to do?
Since 1897.
ChatGPT's
like
got that.
It's nuts how long it's been going on. And there's people that have qualified for it like 25 years plus. You get into a special like club. They call it the Century Club, not the Century, the 25 year whatever. And
sure.
Then you don't even have to qualify, you just get in, I think, after 25 years of making it in. So I was like, Gina, because she wasn't planning on going next year. I was like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm running a 100-miler in July. I don't think I'm gonna get a fast marathon because you need to run like an 8:30, no, an 8, sorry, 4 hour, 3 hour. God damn, Edward, 3 hour, 35 minute to get in her age group this year. She had a 3:31, and she
Crushed it.
picked like a nice marathon that was like flat, mostly flat, and she just ran her heart out. And then she's like, I don't know if I can do that again after running this 100-miler in July. Like, I don't know,
Right.
well, to get into the 25er, you gotta make it every year for 25 years. If you don't do it this year, you're gonna have to start it over again. Like, it's gonna be a waste of like this year.
It's true.
So we'll see how that goes.
What was her mile? You said
For this
8:31?
one, for this, so like I said, this wasn't a race fast pace. This was a just do it because she's in it. This
Yeah,
is
Do
a
it.
special thing. She's
this
in
is
it.
it.
Nike, yeah, just do it. But
Do it.
her mile minutes per mile average was 8:31.
Wow.
For 26.2 miles.
That's fucking insane,
Which
dude.
it's insane, but there's so many people that are faster too. It's crazy. I mean, I think it's more of a mental thing. Like people can just be in pain for that long, I think. And I when I got off the train to cheer her on for the first part, and what's great about this marathon, I think is why it's so popular, is the commuter line, the train,
Yep.
goes along 80% of it. So you can like hop on, go downstream, hop back off, cheer more, get back on. It's very convenient. But I got off the train and I saw the elite women going by, and they are just like sprinting. Can you
Damn.
imagine sprinting for like 2-3 hours? Fucking no way. Anyway,
Do
uh,
did you like witness anybody who just like shat themselves while they ran?
I
Some people
did
do
not.
that. Some people do that. It's like they
I
got a
did
shit, they
not.
just like run. They
Dude,
just run.
apparently the guy that won the whole thing, like super fast, fell at the start line.
Oh wow.
So it's just funny. But no, it's apparently that happens though, Jimmy. People shit themselves,
On
but
purpose.
Gina,
Just like,
no, the biggest thing Gina said was like they're coming up to a point where they take a picture and you smile for it and stuff, and just as it was happening, someone like fell down right next to her. So like she's like, that's not showing up on the website or whatever.
yeah.
So that was unlucky. Sad for the person that fell, but I think they just got back up and kept running.
They shit themselves and kept going.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I was in Boston, and my girls at the
Boston.
time have been learning about the history of the U.S. obviously. So, and a lot of it's in Boston. So the Boston Tea Party, all that stuff, the Boston Massacre, where a whopping 5 people perished,
Damn.
and so we decided to do the Freedom Trail, which is like I think 3.5 mile like
Walking
course
loop.
where you just walk it, and there's different points along it that like tell of important things in our amazing history that happened with trying to
Mhm.
defy the British. And there's stamp tax, the Stamp Act. God damn. Anyway, the girls got a huge kick out of it. We got to go to a graveyard. We saw where Samuel Adams was buried, and
That's cool.
John Hancock, etc. And near the end of it, it got a little rough because children, they get
They get tired.
there's a stretch from Paul Revere's house to Bunker Hill that's like there's nothing to stop for, and it's long. And she was just like one of my daughters was not having it. But she stuck to it. We tried to convince her, and it kind of worked. And then we got there, and then in the end, she apologized. But just so you know, Jimmy, if you do it, It's that last stretch that's tough for the kiddos.
It's good to know because I'm just not going to do it. You want what? You got? They can wait till college. They can do it with the beer in
They
hand.
do it themselves when they're partying in Boston. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Bunker Hill. So I was Chris. This was interesting. I was at Bunker Hill. Do you know anything about Bunker Hill, Christopher?
Nothing.
There's like a famous quote like, "Don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes," and it's like, when you see the British close enough, then you shoot, kind of thing. And there's a monument, like it looks like the Washington Monument in Washington D.C. It's like a obelisk, and on it you can see some spray paint that has been like washed off, and I guess it was from like the 70s, 80s or something, when apparently we didn't like the British back then. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but it says Brits out. And I was like, what the fuck? Why did we not? Anyway, I thought it was stupid. They should have washed it off more, but I guess they wanted to preserve the monument, so they couldn't fully wash it off. But you can really see it when it's like wet and stuff. Yeah, you can delete that from the podcast. That wasn't very interesting. I just thought it was
Sure.
interesting at the time. We did go to Mike's Pastries, Jimmy.
Oh, did you get a cannoli?
I did.
Ah, my
my
man.
God, those cannolis are to die for.
Goddamn right they are.
I had an espresso one, so good.
Ooh.
Gina had some chocolate from somewhere. One, it looked like green almost.
Did you get a
like
bag of pizzelles?
pistachio-y. No, I can't remember what it was. Anyway,
Next time.
fucking cannolis, so good. If you're gonna be in Boston, anyone, go to Mike's Pastries. Go down to the North End.
Yep.
Get some cannolis from Mike's Pastries.
Big time.
Fucking amazing.
Big time.
Boston. That was fun.
Heard seen.
I also went to see Revenge of the Sith with my children this past couple days ago. Recently released in theaters. Apparently, it's like setting some kind of records or some shit. Yes. My girls got a little bored towards the end, which is I don't know how, because that's like the best part of the movie.
Right?
Yeah.
Younglings.
We went to Smitty's, which is like a theater where you can eat.
Oh, you went to
there's
Shitties.
like a counter, and you can like order food and beer if you want, and like have food while you watch.
Wasn't that the same
Really
one we
cool.
went to?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
remember
it
that?
is.
We talked about
Yeah,
that
they
on the
didn't
pod
fuck
like
up our
100
order,
episodes
though.
ago.
With that, they didn't fuck up our order this time.
Ah, damn it. Okay. It wasn't the full experience then.
No, it was funny. Like I think was it Chris? You went and saw it too as well this past.
Yes, mate. Yes.
You'll probably get to it in your week, but it's funny. Like you get to points in the movie that we make fun of in here, and
Oh, mate.
I just start laughing, like in the theater, and then I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I stop. I look around. And people are like, "What the fuck are you laughing for?"
Me and Kev, right, were laughing our asses off. It was fucking brilliant. The Jedi are taking over. Honestly, that whole scene, I was just gone.
Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the Wookiees on Kashyyyk? I just start laughing.
Brilliant.
Darth Vader. Definitely
Darth
laughed at that. Definitely
Vader.
laughed. But it
yeah.
is funny from from someone else's standpoint. It's like there's nothing funny about it on the surface.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. Speaking of Theo Bibble, saw him at the end. And when they're wheeling
Yep.
her
A
body
funeral
on
procession.
Naboo, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know he was there for that. So
It's outrageous.
you learn something new every time you watch a Star Wars movie.
Indeed.
That you do.
Indeed.
And next, coming up on Saturday, we're gearing up for A New Hope in concert. Up in
But you're
Bangor.
playing.
No, I'm not playing.
But you're going
Fuck
to.
that.
Is it
I would love to play that.
Bangor
but-
Symphony you're seeing?
Yeah, Bangor.
Banger.
Banger. Up at your old stomping grounds there, Orono.
Yeah, sure. Black Bears, go blue.
Other than that, I'm caught up on Last of Us season 2, and it is phenomenal. I've
We
played
are
the
as
games.
well.
It's following them pretty well, and I am loving every minute of it. Almost as much as Andor. Like it is
Sure.
really, 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 really good. So now you know how I feel about Andor. But it's weird seeing the backlash. I'm not gonna like spoil anything from it, but the backlash online about the latest episode of Last of Us. And I'm like, what'd you expect? Like, and then I'm like, oh wait, they didn't play the games. Because it happens in the games, and you're like, it happens in the show, and you're like, oh yeah, that happens. Like, whatever.
I'd like to do it. I'd like to shout out to the fan base that did play the game and then just didn't spoil it for everybody.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah.
Much better
Yeah.
than Star Wars fans, let me tell you what.
Seriously. Yeah. Well, Star Wars fans monetize that shit, and they feed off the anger.
Yeah. Big time.
I feel your anger.
The Force is strong with you.
Oh man, I laughed during the opera scene too.
Oh,
When
dude.
the Darth Plagueis, I don't, dude. It's like one of the best scenes in like all of Star Wars,
Yeah.
and I laughed. I don't
Is
know.
it
It's just because we
possible?
talk about it so much.
Yeah. We were laughing at the, sorry, jumping around. We were laughing at your new empire. My allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy.
Yep.
Only as Sith deals in absolutes.
Obi-Wan. Proper lad.
Oh, it's so good. It's like I thought of our episode where we remember like I laughed at this too when Yoda falls and his battle with Palpatine and he falls
Yeah.
down and then his cloak kind of like
Wisps.
hangs. Yeah, comes down
Yeah.
and hangs on the thing. I thought of us talking about it just being like tracky pants, Adidas tracky pants.
Kevs, yeah.
I just start laughing and people are like, "What? That's not funny."
This guy's been laughing the whole time.
Kev laughed the most at the Uber.
Yes, I laughed for that too.
The
Yeah.
guy next to him was like, why are you laughing?
What am I missing?
Anyway, that is my week.
Hell yeah. Well, feel free to interrupt at your will. Christopher,
Yep,
why don't you take
will
us
do.
away in this the stuffing of this English sandwich. American
Oh,
sandwich, excuse me.
American sandwich, English filling.
Indeed.
Slice at Eddie B. And this, what am I?
Cheese.
No, you're the slice. We're the bread.
Am I the slice? You're the bread.
We're the carbs.
You're the aged cheddar.
Yeah, mature cheddar, mate. Mature cheddar. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that with this silver beard. Yeah, definitely. Right. So it was Easter weekend, wasn't it? Last weekend.
Yeah.
And it was a busy weekend for me. So it was celebration in Japan. Obviously, I wasn't there. It was WrestleMania 41, Saturday night and Sunday night. And it was my dad's 75th birthday party at my house on the Sunday afternoon.
Ooh, congrats to him. That's awesome.
It was a busy one. And I seriously, I felt like I'd got jet lag all weekend because I was setting my alarm for 5 a.m. every morning so I could get up and stream celebration. So I would watch the stream. I watched the stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, and then I was staying up crazy late on Saturday night and Sunday night to watch both nights of WrestleMania. So I spent the whole weekend just like in like a haze of that like hungover jet lag state. But it was
wait, I have a
good.
question because I don't know
Yes.
anything about wrestling.
Yes.
Is this the one? I think I saw some stuff. Is this where John Cena like surprised everybody? Is this the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry if you're
So
gonna talk about
this
it,
was
but-
like there was an event a few 6 weeks ago where John surprised everyone, and then this was like the outcome of it. So WrestleMania is basically the Super Bowl of wrestling every year. It's the big event, and they go all out and stuff. So yeah, it was good. Had fun time with that. Had a fun time with Celebration. We'll get to all the news later. But yeah, I was catching up with friends who were there, lucky enough to be there, chatting to them, getting serious FOMO. Hopefully, Turbo was supposed to come on tonight and give us the Japan report.
We fucked him.
But we fucked him. He's you throw me now. I've hit a road bump. Yeah, Turbo,
too much brown lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, too much brown lightsaber, too much Liverpool winning the league. Turbo's not very well. So I hope you get better soon, buddy. And I think he'll be on next week if we're on. I don't know. We've got to discuss that. But yeah, Turbo's going to come and give us the full Japan report, but we'll get to the news anyway. Outside of that, obviously I watched Andor. On the back of Celebration, mate, I can't lie. I've just been on a massive Star Wars kick. And I've been like, do you know what? Star Wars is dead good in it. And I'm proper loving it.
Yeah.
Following the exciting shit that came out of the Ahsoka panel, which we'll get to. Don't know if you're up to speed on that, Ed, but
He's not.
Maybe.
maybe
But I was in
maybe
I was
not,
in
maybe-
Boston and shit. Like I might have missed some
Yeah,
shit. So
cool.
Anyway.
So I did a full Ahsoka rewatch this week of season 1 and absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. Fucking Thrawn, man.
Oh, right?
I'm a Thrawn guy.
Thrawn.
He's so good.
It's brilliant. Great. Loved it. It's basically Rebels season whatever, in it 7.
Yeah.
6,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean-
Definitely is.
And I'm good with that because I love Rebels, and it's made me want to go back and rewatch Rebels, which I might do because I'm just feeling it in a minute.
You got a room to paint or anything?
No, just get it on in the background, mate, while I'm crafting, while I'm in the studio
Yeah.
building my little robots. I can have it on in the background and get down with that. And I think the guy that does Ahsoka's really does Ezra is really good.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Surprising.
yeah,
I was surprised how well he did. Yeah. 'Cause
like his
he has that
vocal-
like slight kid charm. and
yeah,
He's very charismatic. He's like charismatic and still,
yeah, and the way he talks and the cadence in his voice is like so like the voice actor. It's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, love that. And then I don't know if you guys saw that Light and Magic season 2 dropped like the day of. I think it was like the Friday of Celebration that came on Disney Plus. So I've watched that because I love that behind the
Hell yeah.
scenes shit, and that is really good.
anything,
picks up-
anything you learned about it? Anything you learned?
Loads, mate. Yeah, it's great.
Any?
the
Are
first-
you kidding me?
Give us a share. Give us a share, baby.
Should I play? Are you
The
kidding me?
first, oh, don't put pressure on me, Ed. I could
Okay, I won't.
pull an eye. I could pull an eye. Kidding me. for
I'll
next
just
week.
hit the Are you kidding me clip if it's something that's cool. So you just talk about
Okay.
it. Go ahead. Am I playing it now? Like, I don't know.
It's 3 episodes like season 1, and it picks up where season 1 ended, and it kind of like the first episode is like on the back of Jurassic Park, and then following like Dragonheart and Men in Black. George is like,
nice.
right, let's go. I'm ready. Let's get these prequels made. And it's like full on Phantom Menace, the first episode is. And I was seriously surprised how much footage, like behind the scenes footage, I'd never seen before. And it's great. And then there's interviews with everyone nowadays as well. So Rick McCullum's on it now. And it's like he comes on and I was like, dude, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah. And there's loads of footage, loads of interviews with Ahmed Best. And the first episode, they basically talk about all the work they did, like ILM did on the Phantom Menace and the shit. That's crazy. the stuff like the programs and stuff they had to write just to get certain things to work properly.
Yeah, because they're creating it all, right? Because
Yeah.
they're like pioneering.
None of it
the
existed. So
technology.
George was like telling them what they wanted, and like John Knowles like scratching his head. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not really sure how we're going to do that." And George is like, "That's why it's going to work, because it's impossible." And then he just walks off, and John Knowles like, "Okay, I'll figure it out."
Okay, boss, don't worry about
So
it.
the scene, one thing, this is quite, I know you're kidding me, that I was like, thought this was quite cool. So the scene where Sebulba's pod crashes,
Yeah.
in order to get it to crash, like in order for the computer program to understand where the pieces needed to go when it crashed, there is invisible pieces of foam, like written in code, that the parts hit on the floor and bounce off of.
Yeah.
So there's like, instead of just the terrain, there's like loads of stuff you can't see on screen that's written in the program. So when the ship explodes and hits the floor, it just like hits all these different things and bounces everywhere. It's like really cool. They show
To
you the
make it look-
wireframe of it, and I was like, "Whoa!"
That's cool.
Smart.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly. Yes. But yeah, it leads up. The first episode leads up to the end, to Phantom Menace being released, and then it kind of finishes, and you're like, "Oh, so the second episode is going to pick up on the reaction," and it does, and it gets really dark. It's like, because Ahmed talks about like his struggles and all the shit that like got thrown at him.
Oh damn.
And there's even a warning at the start of it, like, because obviously it talks about like wanting to commit suicide and stuff. But it's really good. It's really good. That guy's been on a proper journey, and it's just so great to see where he is now and how much he's loved
I
by that generation of fans.
think he's
It's
the
like,
first
it's great.
motion capture guy, right?
He was.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the head of Andy Serkis.
Well,
Yeah.
what they used when they did Jar Jar was the foundation of how they did the tech for Smeagol in Lord of the Rings, because it was just like 2 years before that or something like
Yeah,
that.
he should get much more credit. Like, it's just, he doesn't have control of what happened, so it sucks. But
And they talk about that in it. And one cool thing is about him as well that I never knew is that he helped Rob Coleman, who was the lead animator on Attack of the Clones. Ahmed Best helped him choreograph the Yoda Dooku fight.
That's
what?
cool.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, like
episode 2,
like
huh?
just choreograph, not actually like be in it.
No, not in
Or
it. Just like helped him
just-
put it together, like write
Oh,
it. Do
that's
you know what I
cool.
mean? Like choreograph
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
How
Robert
it
got
go?
no idea how to do it, and he was talking to Ahmed about it.
Are
and he
you
was
kidding
like,
me?
Ahmed used his like martial arts background and his body movements that he did when he was in Stomp, and he's also a massive anime fan. So he showed Rob Coleman like loads of anime fights and manga stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I get it now. I get it. I know exactly what I've got to do." It's really good, really interesting. But it gets at the end of the third episode, it gets really emotional because it shows you all the OG guys that started like in '76 making A New Hope, and it shows you them now. And I was like, "Whoa,
That's cool.
yeah!"
Y'all
there's
got
like this
old.
there's this big party, and they're all there together, and I'm like,
This makes me feel better about. I know I told you guys, but in case the listeners haven't heard that episode, but when I got my autograph from him, Ahmed Best, and I thanked him. I was like, "Thank you for being the pioneer of motion capture." And he was like, it seemed to surprise him, and he was like, "Can you tell my mom that?"
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. I like him.
Yeah, that's dope.
I like that he's got his flowers in the last few years and been welcomed back.
Yeah, big time.
But yeah, Light of Magic season 2, check it out. Really, really good.
Yeah, I will.
Kev started.
That's cool.
Kev started watching it, and there's footage of that guy as well from the beginning documentary. You know, the guy with the bald head and the mustache that just like shits himself anytime that George is around. Do you know what I mean, Ed?
It's like turtle. I call him a turtle face. Like he's got like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
turtle.
yeah.
He just looks side eyes, like a little.
It's really funny because there's that scene in the beginning where George comes in and he's like, "This is going to be CG. This is going to be set. This is going to be CG." And he's got highlighters, hasn't he? And he's like drawing on all the storyboards. And that guy's just looking like, "How the fuck are we going to do this?" Like it looks like he's shitting himself. Well, there's some footage like they've got a big theatre at ILM that they do all the daily screenings on to look at their work. And the guy's like sat in the theatre. George goes and sits near him, and he turns around and he's like shitting himself. I think it's just like his natural, like that's his like whole personality. It's just like,
I'm terrified of this man.
yeah,
Oh, I
brilliant,
think you should. Why don't you try this over here?
fantastic. But George, he's just brilliant.
Yeah, he is. We need more of that.
Yeah. Outside of
Yeah.
that, mate, Revenge of the Sith, wasn't it? Me and Kev went to see it, like we've already talked about. But yeah, it was fucking brilliant, mate. 20th anniversary. It was. I don't know how busy it was in your cinema, Ed, but it was packed. It sold out in our cinema. It was
No
great.
shit.
So the theater I was in didn't post them until like a few days before, and it
really?
was still 2/3 full,
No way.
which is
Nice.
nuts. Because
Yeah.
I had booked tickets somewhere else and changed it because it was closer. You know what I mean? So it's definitely popular, and I think it's breaking some kind of records.
Yeah, that's what
re-release.
they said. Because I've seen some footage over the weekend of, I think it's the El Capitan Theatre in
Oh, that
Hollywood.
Hayden and Mace and Samuel L. Jackson
Oh,
showed up too. Surprise!
Dude,
Can you imagine?
fucking imagine?
Fuck.
I'd lose my shit.
He says,
Yeah.
I think he says this party's over.
This party's
As he
over.
walks up.
Quality. But yeah, he was saying on that it's like breaking records, and apparently it's like the biggest re-release of a movie this old ever. So
Unreal.
that's amazing. I think it's
Yeah.
great.
I think it's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But yeah, that's me, boys. Very, very lots and lots of Star Wars over the last
Love
2
that.
weeks,
Love
which
that.
has been rad.
It's not dead.
No, Star Wars is not dead. So I'm gonna take the heel on this here loaf of bread and talk about a piece of Star Wars that I had mentioned last week. I was so stoked that it was on its way, but it hadn't arrived yet. But guys, what I have indeed is over 1,200 pages of the Star Wars Old Republic comic book omnibus #1 by
Good Lord.
good Lord, by John Jackson Miller.
I just want to say, watching Chris's face when you're like, I got this thing, and he got so excited, and then you held up this giant fucking book, and he was like, oh fuck.
Well, look, man, they're all color pictures.
I mean, it's pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all of the Dark Horse comic releases from like 2007 or something like that. And they had this
Nice.
omnibus printed. I did remember I mentioned this on one pod. This was I don't know, 3 years ago. Right around this time, actually. I was at traveling to West Point in New York for work, and it had it in this old comic book shop. The omnibus that was printed in like 2009 or something like that, but it was like $185. And I'm just like, get the
Wow.
fuck out of here. And then I kicked myself. I was like, I should have got it because I'm never going to see that again. And somehow they just decided to have a reprint. It's, Marvel Omnibus now, not Dark Horse. And I saw it pop up. Got a friend of mine that got me their worker discount, $75. The whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's like a Webster dictionary. It's a goddamn Gideon Bible. Well, probably a lot bigger than a Gideon Bible, but yeah. So I just started reading that a little bit. The events starts out on Taris, which we know that's from the Knights of the Old Republic. Takes place way, 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 way beyond and before everything else. Before Revan. This is the beginning of the Mandalorian Wars. The Sith Wars have finally ended. And the Mandalorian wars have begun. That's what this book starts to like go through and takes a few characters and follows them through their magnificent journeys. So I've been just a little bit of nighttime reading, get through like 15, 20 pages here before I pass out. I'll finish it in like 3 years or
Nice.
4 years. You know what I mean? So it's a giant book, but just a nice piece, a nice piece to add to my collection. Some people collect Funkos, some people collect hot toys. Jimmy collects books. So there it
Nice.
is. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I did not get around to seeing episode 3 in the theater. I was going to, and I was just like, it kind of fell through, and it's like, shit, the day's here, and I could have gone like by myself. But I was like,
I mean, it's no Solo. But
ain't no Solo. Goddamn right it ain't. No, nothing comparable to that, for sure. But excuse me. It was. I'm glad you guys had a good time at that. We've been doing some own little rewatches here ourselves. A little bit of Rebels, which we'll get to later when we talk about Andor, specifically
Yeah.
Rebels season 3 episode. I don't know, but it's called Secret Cargo. But the other things I've been doing, got the May 4th dinner lined up. Ed, I'm going to be so sad you're not joining me on it this year, but that's okay. I know you got dad duty. You're muted, Ed.
sorry, yeah, I do. I gotta watch the kiddos, but hey, I'm going to see New Hope in concert night before, so
That's right.
I feel
That's
like
right.
it makes up for it a little bit.
Well, we were trying to see like what was going on, and Portland Symphony Orchestra is also playing A New Hope in concert.
Yes, the one year I decided to go to. I think Bangor does it every year.
Yeah,
And
you decided to
I was
go
like, I'll go
there,
to Bangor when they do it because they're But
and
apparently Portland.
Elena was just like, "Oh, let's go here and do this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And it's just like, so we're gonna see that, and then be a couple hours. We're just gonna get absolutely lit, and then we're gonna go to the dinner. It's gonna be quite something. I wonder what they're gonna play this year, but there'll be a whole dine and dance review after that.
So is that on Saturday or Sunday, Jimmy? Is that?
It is on a Sunday. Sunday, May.
Oh.
He keeps it to the true day, May 4th. May the 4th. And
Apparently the conductor, Bangor Symphony, has done a tour doing Star Wars in concert.
oh,
So
that's
he's
cool.
gotten the graces and permission from John Williams. So he is,
Do you know
in the eyes of John Williams.
do you know who the conductor is?
I did at one point. No, I forgot.
Yeah,
Google it.
because yeah, right, I know. I wonder if Saturday, no, because he's doing it at PSO on Saturday as well. And your Saturday is what time's your
Evening.
show? Evening?
Evening.
Yeah, ain't the same guy. It's probably
Is it the same guy?
I don't think I think it's the same guy.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think
it's probably Eckhart.
I think he's
Proy
the
or whatever.
normal. I think he's the regular conductor as well up there. So
Yeah. We got this European dude. Anyways,
who's also probably amazing. So don't worry about it.
he's
It's
fine.
Portland.
He's fine.
Portland's
Ain't no
Portland's
Toshi.
a cultured town, Jim.
Listen, ain't no Toshi Shimada. You know what I'm saying? Throwback to the late '90s, classic guy. And anyways, we'll get to that. Other things been going on in my life. I feel like I had something else to mention, but I didn't write it down, so it doesn't count. Or right before I joined in on here, I was playing in the Myth World Cup for a few hours. This is
What's
that
that?
like 26-year-old real-time strategy game, Myth 2, that I've been playing. And they still have tournaments each year, like the Myth World Cup, who could be the best kind of thing. And
Brilliant.
I joined this like ragtag group of we're called the Mythfits. The Mythfits, clever playing words, And holy fuck, we went 5-0. We won. I couldn't believe it. Granted, the team
Nice.
we were playing, like, they didn't show up, so it was like an automatic win, 5-0, because there are 5 rounds. But we still played. We still played with like a couple people that did show up there. But yeah, it was a fun little like tournament thing. So we're gonna progress to the next round. In the winner, well, I gotta talk to you about this, Ed, because I'm gonna get this 3D printed thing. I really need your
Dude, just
help.
buy a 3D printer, man.
I know I got one in my other room right now, but I gotta put it together.
Oh, you have one? What the fuck?
A buddy of mine doesn't need it anymore, so he dropped it off. But there's like a part that doesn't work on it. I haven't figured out what it is yet.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's a whole thing, and it's like, oh, I really want to get into it and learn it. It's like maybe this is the opportunity just to do it.
Yeah.
don't-
I think 3D printing, there's more money to it than you think, because you got to pay for the plastic, obviously.
The polymer
Resin
stuff,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
The room has to be perfectly like barometrically controlled. Humidity, heat, cool, dryness.
Ventilation. The ventilation shaft.
The the ventilation shaft. It has to be a perfectly level surface as well, which is a thing. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of gaming here and there. These guys are just
Hey,
dying.
I'm sorry, I keep hijacking because I'm an idiot.
It's okay.
But can I give a Star Wars Outlaws update?
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah,
about gaming, the Star Wars gaming.
So
So,
like,
yeah, go for
so
it.
I've
baby.
I've off and on continued to play Star Wars Outlaws. Andy would appreciate this. He was playing. I think he beat the entire game and bought
He loved
all
it,
the
mate.
fuck.
Loved it.
Yeah, he bought all the cosmetics. I remember when I was there, he was like trying to finish up buying all the cosmetics. But
Nice.
I'm in it now, and I'm like, there's so many cosmetics. Like, man, he must have put some fucking time into that game. But
Grind.
currently I'm on Tatooine, and
Tatooine.
I went and saved her little pet Nix, is his name, from Jabba. I had to infiltrate Jabba's palace, save him, and then get caught in the end and meet Jabba. And Han Solo's still frozen in carbonite because it's that time period, and he's in the throne room there.
Nice.
And
They still had to pay
dude,
royalties. To
I
Harrison
say it
Ford.
every time, but that game is beautiful. It is. If you want to feel like you're in, it's probably the most immersive I've felt in a Star Wars game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
graphics wise, like
feel that.
it's beautiful. And day night changes while you're like questing and doing stuff on Tatooine. It's amazing. It's really good.
What console would I need to play that?
I play it on PlayStation 5, but
or PC.
you can play it on anything. I think you can play it on now.
Don't
Not
suggest
Apple.
That, mate. Just been sick.
If you want to sit on a couch, PlayStation 5, Xbox. I don't think Nintendo has it because it's too graphically intensive.
Yeah, Nintendo has nothing.
But we'll see about Nintendo Switch 2. That's coming out soon.
Dude, the backlog on that is just like in Japan where they manufacture it. They already have like a backlog. They can't meet demand.
Of course not. That's how it always is.
Yeah, just wait till the tariff hits.
But yeah, it's fun. I'll just give a little. It's not a spoiler on the story, but you work with the Jawas when you're on Tatooine, and it's funny because they trade. Most merchants, you buy with credits, you sell with credits. They don't do that. You have to give them stuff, and they trade back.
Republic credits are no good here.
And I worked with them to install a turret onto my ship, so that was cool. But it's just an insight into what you're doing in the game, and it's like it's not part of the main story, but it's part of what you need to advance. So it's pretty cool. I recommend this game. It did encounter some bumps when it first got released, I think because it was released too soon, but because there were bugs and shit. But right now I'm playing it and I'm having loads of fun with it. It's
nice. Really nice. I'll say, speaking of beautiful games, I'm still on my first ever playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, and nice. Eric would like that.
Yeah. I've been following more Eric Strother's content on Twitch and on Instagram, and it's some funny shit. Don't sleep on it. Check out episode 265, and we had him on, and I think that's correct. But anyways, Red Dead Redemption 2, fucking beautiful game. My God, even though it came out 2019, something like that.
It is very beautiful. Yes.
It's just a gorgeous game, and I haven't had a chance to do much like grinding on gaming lately. Even though I did get to play DayZ the other day, I haven't been involved heavily with a group that's just like I'm on like 4 to 6 hours a day, like constant grind, sweaty nerd. I haven't been able to do that, which is probably better for my health, to be honest. I do miss it though, and I do have bouts here and there. Where it's just like, oh man, I just like coming down here in my PJs, have a nice bottle of rosé next to me, a couple seltzers, and just like enter in that fantasy world on that PC game, dude. Whether it's Red Dead Redemption 2, Jedi Survivor, Star
Dude,
Wars
that's me with
Squadrons,
Outlaws, man. You should
right?
get into Outlaws at some point. Well,
That's me with
finish
Tetris.
Jedi Survivor first.
Yeah, I mean that. Well, the graphics thing is really still bothering me. But that's a set. I don't want to get back to that. But after Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm gonna be going hard into Baldur's Gate 3. Get a character going on that one because I would like to like
Oh yeah,
do some co-op online stuff because I know you got a
Great
guy on
game.
there. I know you got
I
a
do.
guy.
I have a crew.
Yeah, a crew people.
People I play with
Yeah.
off and on. Yes, it's
But
great.
but it would be if I could have my own character that I could hop on and like you and I can start doing some stuff. So I had a couple other buddies that like want to do a thing, and it's like the next like I don't know. I feel like as we're getting older, because my Steam account's like 19 years old for Christ's sake,
Oh
and it's
shit!
just like
Where do you see that?
it's just a history. I'll just go in your Steam account settings. You can see how long I've been playing, which makes me so depressed.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to look that up.
Almost like half my life, for Christ's sake. Half my life I've been on Steam playing video games, and I love it. But that's my week in Star Wars. It's my week in general. A lot of good things
Weeks.
coming up. I'll just end on. I turn 40 at the end of the month, and this will be an event of special magnificence. I know it's April 27th, but May 23rd, Jimmy's going hot in on the 4-aught. And got the pig on order, getting the house ready, just preparing my body, my mind, spirit.
Dude, you got your man garage planned out over there?
I do. I got the garage plans all set, ready to go. I'm gonna go pull a permit. It's good for a year, and it's a year to start it, anyways. I'll do that later this summer, and yeah, Jimmy's gonna have a 20 by 24 room. It's gonna be chock full of shit,
Sweaty
Star
nerd
Wars
shit.
hmm
Nice.
Well, the idea is like I'll have a nice little like casting couch there for when you guys come and like come visit, and
Will literally come. Yeah.
we'll do a live shot. We'll stream it on Twitch. Scruffy Podcasters, check it out. Anyways, I'm going nowhere fast, guys. That's my
We
week of
stream
Star
all
Wars.
the time.
Yeah, we stream all the time, like once ever, 4 years ago. Mr. Christopher Hall, would you please take us away in some of the news, some of the things from Celebration, some things you want to talk about, and then we'll hop along on to Andor season dose.
Yes. So we had Celebration, and it pains me that we weren't able to go.
And a
But
shout
it's
out to all our friends who
Same.
were.
Yes,
Great
Yeah.
time. We lived
Yep.
through you all.
absolutely. Special shout out to the one and only Miss Catherine Neen, who ticked off a very, very big life goal, and she finally met the man himself, Diego. Luna.
Oh, I'm so happy for her.
You
So
guys see that photo? Fucking brilliant. Made me smile so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she got my artwork signed. How cool is that?
Ooh, the artist.
Yeah.
The artist.
The artist, yes. Anyway, Celebration news. Right, this is all breaking for you, Ed. By the time, like,
I'm hearing
obviously,
it here last.
this is 2 weeks old, but it's worth just skimming over and us giving comment on, isn't it? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
when we
It's
get Turbo or someone on to fill us
It's
in on the real
content.
deal,
It's
like we'll get
content.
the real ramen at that point.
Cool. Right. Day one kicks off. Mando and Grogu panel. Randomly, they use that panel to make a little announcement about an upcoming project. So, Ryan Gosling is joining the Star Wars galaxy in a new film directed by Sean Levy. Thoughts?
Is it gonna happen?
I'll believe it. Listen, I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I'm still waiting for Wonder Woman's movie over here, okay?
Cancelled, mate.
I wa-
Cancelled.
I liked
Never
his
happening.
hat. I liked his hat, Ryan's hat.
Oh, never tell me the odds.
I want that
Yeah,
hat.
it's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently script is done. It's locked in. They start filming in the autumn. It's got a release date of Memorial Day, 2027. Star Wars Starfighter.
Interesting.
It's set approximately 5 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker, and Ryan Gosling will play a brand new character. What are we saying?
I don't.
Thoughts?
So
Huh.
my thought is cool. I like the idea. Like, sure, we need shit from that era. Like, good.
Yeah.
The name isn't.
Yeah.
It's almost like a video game name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like a mobile video game. Like I'm playing it on my fucking phone.
Yeah.
Like what? Starfighter? What?
X-Wing
You know what I mean?
versus TIE Fighter? 1994? 97?
That's my only gripe. Otherwise, I'm pretty excited, but not sure if I should get excited because you know how things can get shelved and not
Yeah,
happen.
where's Taika
so,
Waititi's video? That was like
Well-
17 years ago.
Actually, she did. Kathy, big Kathy K. She did mention
Special K.
that this film goes into development alongside other projects, several theatrical projects. She said that are still in development from Lucasfilm, which include the Rey movie, James Mangold's film, Taika Waititi's movie, which she did actually mention by name, and a new trilogy by Simon Kinberg.
Ah, the Solo 2 trilogy. Dope.
What's Solo? No, I'm just kidding. Simon who?
So she's so,
The fuck is this? Who the fuck are these guys?
Simon Kinberg. Got him. Oh, X-Men shit. Okay.
yeah. It's not great. I remember when it was like a bit of a warm fart when that got announced a while ago.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it's nice that she's still mentioning Ray's movie and Taika's movie. So we'll see,
Not
mate.
Ryan
we'll see.
Johnson's trilogy. No.
All right.
Nah, mate, get the fuck out of here. That shit ain't
Get
ever
the
happening.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Again,
Okay.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Give me a trailer, you know?
I
Yeah.
mean, we're excited, but we're getting less excited over time when shit just doesn't happen. You know, so it's.
Well, that's the thing, right? Well, I'm not going to fucking believe it until I see the goddamn mock-up walk out on stage.
Can I bring up Rogue Squadron right now, or are you gonna bring that up later?
No, bring it up, mate. Bring it up.
Yeah.
Didn't they? I feel like it was said it's actually gonna happen now. Like, is that a thing? I thought
no.
I saw that. I thought I
No.
saw.
What are you smoking? I'll take
'cause
some of that.
That lady, like.
Yeah.
What kind of variant of old Toby you got over
What
there?
you got going on over there, mate?
Is that Romulan Toby?
No, like it was shelved, right? It wasn't actually canceled because of the scheduling and shit.
Got pulled onto the shelf that goes into the shitter. I don't know.
And we all assumed, well, the latest Wonder Woman did badly, so they just like canned it. But I think it's coming out. Like a couple weeks ago they mentioned.
I think I agree with Jimmy, mate. What you got smoking over there, mate?
Straight vibes.
No, Patty Jenkins, I think, said something. I fucking Google it, you know.
Well, she's
It's us.
smoking that same shit, mate. She is so
Yeah, she toast. She's cooked.
toasting. Anyway,
I would love it. Jimmy obviously would really love it, but we'll
I'll
see.
take anything. Give me anything. Listen, Starship porn. All right, they figured
Yeah,
out with
mate.
Picard season 3. They can figure it out with Star Wars.
Starfighter. You're gonna get some spaceships with a title like that, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
And it's exciting. It's new. It's in the future. We've never seen that in live action before, so
Mhm.
let's hope it happens.
There's still a
We'll believe
ton
it when
of
it does.
great EU legend storylines out there that they can bastardize and change up and use here. You know, plenty of good
Yeah,
bad
well,
guys out there they can bring in.
Not gonna lie, looking more forward to the Ray shit than this. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, I want that. Give me the.
That's a ways off though, mate. That is. We've got Mando and Grogu first.
Yeah. Also
That's-
looking forward to it.
That's next year. So it looks like we're going back to the May release schedule. So that's in May, same weekend. Then 2027 Starfighter. Fuck knows what's after that, but we'll see.
Cool.
Mhm.
But one thing we do know is definitely happening. is Ahsoka season 2,
Oh yes.
and this has actually started shooting this week in London. So
Really? Nice.
they weren't able to show any footage in the panel, but what they did do, they cut together a really cool trailer with, like, you remember the old Empire Strikes Back original trailer where it's like, returning to a galaxy this summer, aliens from another world, like, you know, that like wartime voice.
Yeah.
They cut that together with like concept art, and it looked really cool. I've only seen like potato cam, like bootleg version of it, but it was pretty cool.
I love your American accent. It's so
Thanks. I tell you what, mate, my American accent is not as good as Josh Chapman's, right? Because
good. Oh really?
I was going to bring this up later when we talk about Andor, but on this week's Star Wars Spelt Out, Josh Chapman does the best Jimmy Dice impression I've ever heard.
Yes.
So okay. First off,
Jimmy's chiming
also
in.
double shout out to Star Wars Spelt Out. I've also been watching because our friend Josh Chapman, good guy.
Yes.
I've been listening to them because it's the hot, hard, and fast, live from the floor celebration coverage, which I love, by the way. I did hear that impression, and I was impressed.
Oh, he's impressed.
Let's just say
Officially, Jimmy's impressed.
Josh Chapman's Jimmy Dice impression is better than Jimmy Dice's English accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll say
yeah,
that.
that's not a high bar though. I mean,
No, it ain't. So anything's good after that,
Yeah.
No, but he had that low voice real down, though, dark and deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking about Star Wars and the tie-in,
Star
the tie
Wars.
the tie Avenger.
Fucking
That's how you
right.
want to know, Sure.
Nice.
But yeah, we did get no footage because they've not filmed it yet. But we did learn some pretty cool shit about season 2, things we can expect. So they did confirm that Rory McCann, who was the Hound in Game of Thrones, is joining the cast. He's been cast as the Jedi Balin Skull.
Yes.
Obviously,
Recast,
Ray
yes.
Stevenson sadly no longer with us. Have you guys seen the bootlegged photo of him that's been doing around? Yeah,
seen it. I'll eat every fucking porg in here.
Oh, that's funny. Fun fact: one of my daughters wore a porg shirt to the Revenge of the Sith
Oh, nice.
movie. So
Nice.
anyway, back to it. Apologies.
No, so good.
Bald-headed cunt.
So
I'm excited for Rory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to beat Ray though.
it is. But
Rory's
watch
going to do a
the pan-
great job. He's going to do a good job, though. He's going to do great.
watch
gonna
the
be great.
panel because Dave Filoni spoke like really. He
Emotional.
prefaced what he said. He was like, "This is, I've not been looking forward to this bit. Now this is the hard bit of the panel." And he spoke about Ray Stevenson and trying to fill that role. But they spoke to Ray's family, and apparently Rory and Ray were friends. So it's
No
kind
way.
of cool that he's filling that role. One big takeaway, Jimmy. I'm fucking excited for this.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni confirmed. Admiral Akbar returns.
Yeah.
To face off against Thrawn.
Yeah, big
Dude.
deal. I heard that as well. Very
Dude.
excited.
I saw that. I did see that, and immediately thought of Christopher. I was
Yes,
like,
mate.
Chris is gonna be off his titties when he sees that.
So I don't know if I'm still going to be a Thrawn guy at this point because he can take it like, do you know what I mean?
I do know what you
Conflicting
mean.
interests, isn't they? Conflicting interests there.
I mean, again, if they only have 8 episodes, how much are we really going to get of him, though? I need like a 22-episode season, hour each. Let's go.
You gotta redeem. Star Wars has got to redeem themselves for that shit death scene or whatever, lack of death scene that he had in Last Jedi. So.
Admiral Akbar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that. We'll talk about
I
it.
know. But
Just
this
get-
could redeem it.
Listen,
good.
the man promised. The man fucking promised that we're going to get it. We better fucking get it. That's all I'm going to say.
So apparently this season is the Rosario described it as all-out war,
Oh,
which
good.
is she
Love
says
that.
it brings the war to Star Wars. So she's stuck on that other planet. Her and Sabine are going to face off against Balin Skull. Thrawn's made it through to the universe that we're used to, and the rebels, led by Admiral Akbar, are going to take on Admiral Thrawn. Let's fucking go, guys.
Love that.
Yeah. So for a little bit there, I was wondering whether this series was going to split. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're obviously in two different, very far
Yep.
apart.
Galaxies. Yeah.
And I was wondering if like, oh, Ahsoka 2 is gonna do the whole. They're gonna follow the Balin Skull and go the Mortis arc shit and just do that, and then the Thrawn Ezra stuff is gonna be another TV series. But apparently, it's all the same. It's all
Yep.
the one series, so it's gonna join
Yeah.
back together. Hopefully,
We'll
Who
see, mate.
knows? I would hate to, for me, I would hate to have it just be like another 7 or 8 episodes and like that's it. It's like, just give me more, man. Like tell more
Hey.
story.
I know this is a true and false, but I just want to hear your opinions. You think Ahsoka dies at the end of this?
No,
Nah.
because she'll be in the Avengers movie.
Yeah. There's more money to be made from her character.
Yeah, she's going to be. That'll be a swan song. Will be Dave's movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it'll be like the final
think-
showdown where they take Thrawn down and some other like crazy stuff like Abeloth.
Yeah,
You think she's gonna show up in the Rey movie? Like
Ahsoka?
that? Like she just survives?
No. She's not going to survive.
Who knows?
So you think she's gonna?
I'm not thinking
Yeah.
about Ray movie right now. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the series is called Ahsoka, so it's gonna follow like it should follow her arc,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking possibly the end is her demise, but like in a good way, kind of thing.
We'll see. Maybe it's a
Like
sacrificial
it
thing.
puts the current Jedi on the correct path and not what they were doing in the fucking Republic.
Maybe she becomes the daughter. You know,
Well-
the mother or something. Well, not the mother, because the mother heard suspicion that it's like Abeloth. That's from Legacy of the Force, the last
yeah.
like big book series, which actually turns out to be, I think it was Callista. You know,
Fucking Callista.
Luke's old
Yes.
squeeze from Children of the Jedi, or one of those.
Best book ever, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, Barbara Hamlin's not her finest.
I read it. I definitely.
Yeah,
read
we all read it. We all read it.
I
didn't
we
read it.
all read it. But
I did
Abel.
not read it.
It looks like they're trying to set up this big bad character, and there's some speculation of whether it's going to be this Abeloth Force darkness creature that was like part encapsulated in the Maw cluster with Centerpoint. When Centerpoint was destroyed in the Corellia trilogy, it released her. It's all crazy.
Sounds great, Jimmy. Do you know what also sounds great? Dave confirmed that the Mortis gods will have a presence in season 2.
That's what I'm saying.
So, as teased in the final shot
That's
of
exciting.
series 1, Balin was on top of the massive
if you're
statues.
wondering, that's new to me. So that's awesome.
The father, son, and daughter apparently will impact the story of Ahsoka season 2. And Dave's comments were, "It's big, it's crazy, it's a complicated thing."
Yeah, I mean, if you think Ahsoka, that was a big Mortis
big.
arc in Clone Wars. Like that was a big
Yeah.
Ahsoka journey as well. You know, more than
Mm.
just Anakin.
And speaking of Anakin, what a segue, Jimmy.
I know.
Also confirmed,
You're welcome.
the chosen
segue.
one returns.
Yeah,
Hayden
As he
Christensen
should.
back as Anakin Skywalker for season 2.
that's gonna be crazy.
That's very, very exciting.
I mean, he's still young enough. They just gotta doctor him up a little bit of makeup and CG, and he's good to go. You know.
Yep.
I
So-
just saw Revenge of the Sith, obviously, a couple days ago, and just watching his fighting style, and it just reminded me of Ahsoka, the series, and him
Yeah.
in it, and his fighting in it, and I'm like, he does have a distinct very aggressive, like lightsaber style. That
Dave
is
mentioned that. Dave Filoni mentioned that. He said to, because they brought Hayden out on stage, much to the excitement of everyone, and
yeah,
he did say, "Oh, nobody swings a lightsaber quite like you."
Sure. That's what she
very
said.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it in my loins. Yeah,
And it was cute. It's quite good actually because Rosario and Hayden, they've known each other a long time, and you could tell, you could, like, watching the panel, they were so excited to get into working with each other again. So I think there's more fighting because they did talk a lot about that scene and how, because she was saying when they filmed that scene in season 1 in the World Between Worlds, she was quite surprised how much Hayden like actually brought it, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like they
yeah.
did the first take and she like, they said cut and she
I
was like,
think.
oh wow, you're holding back, are you?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think everyone was surprised. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you guys were surprised. It was amazing what Hayden brought to it. It made me want more. And I think this is a testing ground for something maybe Clone Wars era related going forward. I don't know, live action. I would hope so. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Possible.
We'll see.
Possible.
So that was Ahsoka season 2. Excited for that.
Yeah.
That comes out. Not sure when that comes out. Next year, I think.
Okay.
So they
Google
started
it.
filming.
Yeah.
Well, unless it comes out this year. It might come out this year. Someone Google that shit while I'm.
Yeah. I'll Google that.
Yeah. Sweet. So another one of the big panels of the weekend was it was 20th anniversary of Lucasfilm Animation. So they obviously talked a lot about Clone Wars, and Dave said what it was like working with George and how much he learned from George. Talked about Rebels and all the other animation projects. But at the end of that panel, they announced the next Lucasfilm animation project, which is Maul Shadow Lord.
Ah, yes.
So obviously, Sam Witwer was there to get his cock out on stage and stroke it because he loves himself
Yep,
lots.
he does.
I mean,
He,
yeah.
I, yeah, we can give him shit for loving it on himself, but he is pretty fucking awesome. Also,
Even though he was a shit character in Battlestar Galactica, but
true.
But yeah,
I,
Maul
I'm
cartoon
I'm
series.
excited for. Yeah. I read the book. There was some book I read. What the fuck was it? Where he was like in a prison or something.
So it takes place a year after the Clone Wars.
Mm.
So
Okay.
the last we saw of him, obviously at the end of Siege of Mandalore, Ahsoka fucked him up and left him for shit. So a year after that, it's getting his shit together, and it's how he rebuilds the criminal syndicate. So,
And it's gonna
Crimson
end.
Dawn?
maybe it's
and it's gonna end
maybe
with that final scene with Kira and Solo: A Star Wars Story.
Wait, who? Who? What? What is? Who's Kira?
It's gonna be
Kidding. I'm
amazing.
just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you're-
Crimson
I will
Dawn
say
and all that
this-
shit.
This stuff relates to me because I'm playing Outlaws right now, and you deal with you deal with Kira and the Crimson Dawn quite a bit. So
There you go.
Sick. So yeah,
yeah, I'm
that's,
excited. It's. Are we excited for this? I mean, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
It's.
yeah, Star
Yeah.
Wars, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I read a Darth Maul book. I can't remember what it was, but he's like in a prison, has to prove himself against other prisoners and fight off some shit. But it's like he's proving himself to Palpatine, I think is what it is.
This is the old one,
I-
right?
it-
Prequel
It was a
trilogy?
long time ago.
Yeah.
And it made me think like I want something live action. You know what I mean?
It's an older code.
Like you read a really good book and you're like, God damn, I wish this was a fucking show or movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty excited for this because of that.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, they also talked about how they've done a lot of work, like behind the scenes with the animation. So they've kind of they went in saying we're going to step this up like 30%, but they feel like they've stepped it up even more than that. They were from a technical aspect, like they've done things like the wireframes and stuff that they dress and decorate like on screen. They've made them better,
Sure.
so the animation's going to be like a lot stronger. If that makes sense.
That's good. Like I feel like sometimes, like remember mid Rebels, they suddenly step back, and it was like his hair got worse. I don't know. Like there was a whole thing. You remember this? I don't know. I'm excited to see them step it up though. That's
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's cool. I've got no idea when that comes out, obviously. No, Sith Lord, Shadow, Maul. Fucking hell, Chris, come on. Sort your shit out. Star Wars, Maul, Shadow Lord is currently in production and will debut on Disney Plus in 2026.
Nice.
However,
What would you do if they were like it's rated R or mature?
that'd be cool.
Should it be?
I mean,
you-
if Ray
if you-
Park,
if
if Ray
you-
Park
if-
was in it, it'd be mature, rated R, wouldn't it? So,
Yeah.
because he'd probably get his wang out or something and
Yeah.
put it on Instagram.
Sure.
Because he's.
I feel like I took a screenshot
yeah.
of that and definitely deleted it. when it happened.
So that comes out next year. What does come out this year, though, is Visions Volume 3.
Yeah. All right, give us the lowdown on this. I only heard what I needed
I don't
to
know
hear on
anything
it,
about
didn't
this, and
hear
I want
anything
to hear
else,
it all.
so give us the
Give it to
deets.
me. Give it to me.
Okay. So we're getting. How many are there?
We get the running.
Sorry, bear with me. So
No,
we're
you're
getting
good.
some continuing storylines. So there's 3 returning stories from the first season.
No fucking way.
Right.
Oh yes, I'm excited.
First
Keep
of
going.
which is the duel
Yes,
payback.
Ronin.
So Ronin gets a sequel.
Fuck yes.
All right.
Jimmy loves that shit.
I love that
I like
shit.
that shit too.
Love
But yeah,
that.
The Village Bride from Volume 1 is getting a sequel called The Lost Ones.
That
I'm
was a
trying to
cute
remember
one.
which one that is. Which one was that one? I'm trying to remember that.
That was the one when the guy had to go all the way up the mountain.
No,
I think so.
He had to take.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was one of the better ones. Put it that way.
It was there was like
Oh yeah. I like that one. Yes,
she had
I'm
heels.
Googling it,
She had
looking
like
at
the
it.
Force heels. That's all I remember.
Yes.
Which
Heels.
was really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. She was trying to stay
Yes.
on the cover. I think her name was F or something like that, or fuck what her name was, Saku or whatever. But that was
Yeah.
one Village Bride. Good one. Yep.
And
That
also
is awesome.
returning is the 9th Jedi
Ah,
episode called Child of Hope.
Love that. That's a fun one.
I've been asking for this like for fucking ever, and I love it.
So,
I'm excited.
Outside of those 3 returning, we're getting new storylines. Yuko's Treasure, The Smuggler, The Bounty Hunters, The Song of Four Wings, The Birds of Paradise, and one called Black.
Castle Black.
Ooh,
Yes.
dang.
Now, Edward, that
Yeah.
is series 3 of Visions, which comes out on the 29th of October.
Oh, that's soon. Damn. Okay.
However, they also announced that Volume 3 is getting a spin-off series called Star Wars Visions Presents
Oh,
The
shit.
Ninth Jedi.
No.
Gets its own series.
Crazy.
But it's like not canon, right? So it's
No,
it's
no,
just
it's all
like, it's just
make-believe.
its own thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, though,
That's so
I
cool.
fucking love that. Oh my god.
So
That
they
whole
don't
setting
say
is amazing.
they don't say how many like episodes it's getting or anything, but it's getting an episode as part of Visions, but then separate to that, it's getting the first. And I think this is the first of a series of spin-offs, if that makes sense. So the first,
Yeah.
like Star Wars Visions presents the Ninth Jedi, own little mini-series.
And then they'll do one on their own.
Are you kidding me? Are
How
you
cool is that?
fucking kidding me? God damn, that's gonna be.
Because that was the
Lucasfilm's-
best one, wasn't it?
Dude,
Let's
yeah,
face it, that was-
Lucasfilm's
yeah.
giving me what I want. This is weird.
Yeah.
No, I'm wow. The artistry in that in the Ninth Jedi and everything,
Yeah.
the way they presented the setting, all of it just felt like give me more. Like this is so good. I don't know.
Everything.
And even in the plot of that episode, like it tried to deceive you who was evil, who was not evil, and he did a really good job of it.
Because the lightsabers were all like switched up and shit, weren't they?
The
And,
colors,
like, different colours,
yes.
yeah.
Very cool.
I'm excited to see where they go with it. Like, I hope it follows that main little protagonist. I forget her name.
The young girl.
Or his name? Yeah, her name. Yeah. Her name.
And then there's like the older dude who was like portrayed as the other guy who called them all there together.
Also, droids drinking tea or whatever they were doing. That was awesome.
Oil, chicken oil.
Yeah, so that's
Fuck
pretty
yeah.
exciting.
Love that. Love that.
So we're getting a chunk of Star Wars before the end of the year, which is
Hell yeah.
nice.
Very nice.
I don't know much about this next one, but I thought I'd mention it because you guys are the video game guys. So we have a new game coming out called Star Wars Zero Company.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys,
Yeah, this is more my jam than Jimmy's, but yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it
it's
is.
a single-player turn-based tactics game coming into PC, PS5, and Xbox, and it puts you in command during the Clone Wars.
Yes.
That's cool.
I did see stuff on this. Anyone that's played games like I do, you know this because it's a lot like XCOM, and everyone relates back to XCOM because it's the first of its kind. Or maybe I'm don't fact check me on that. But anyway, everyone's like, this is an XCOM like game where you turn base, you have a party of guys, and you move up. It's a grid map with, cover and all that shit, and you're fighting enemies, and you have your 5 guys or whatever, and you move up behind cover, and you try and aim and shoot guys, and you have a certain percentage to hit, and dice is. It's essentially a board game on a fucking computer, but it's more than just that. That's the battle. That's the combat. But then there's also like you have a base, and you're upgrading shit at your base and all that stuff. So
Heard.
I'm excited because Clone Wars is an era we should probably dive more into. So
Yeah, because we've not got enough Clone Wars content, have we?
no, we don't. No, we don't.
Republic Commando.
Yeah, that's another conversation we could have. I do think there's too much of the Empire era. I do think we do have a lot of Clone Wars. I'm not going to say there's not like a lot, but with the cartoon, but I think we could do more with that era. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the Clone Wars cartoon / CGI cartoon, whatever. But that's it, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a war. Like, I think you could do some more with that. But it's tough. And Andor's hitting this too. Like, we're gonna get to that, but Andor's hitting it too, where you know the outcome, so it makes it less on the edge of your seat because you know what's gonna happen. So like you're like, okay, we're gonna dive into this era of Star Wars, but we know what happens in the end, so like whatever. So there it is. But I'm excited for this game because I like those style of games. I play a Warhammer one. It's called Rogue Trader. Really fun as well. Baldur's Gate 3, which you talked about earlier, Jimmy, has a similar feel to it as well. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar.
I mean, if it's yeah, heard.
I mean, I don't know shit about this stuff, but the noise that I got, the buzz sent to be one of the cool things about this is that it's fully customizable. So like you can mod all your characters. So if I think there's like a company of 6, and if you want to make them all droids, they're all droids, or if you want to make them like all aliens, all genders, all types, anything you want to do, you can customize the
Yeah.
whole pack. So
The
it's
hole
pretty
you can
cool.
fall into with these games is you can invest a lot into one guy and then it die on the next mission, and you're like, well, now what? And you just feel like
You just
empty.
revert back to save.
Or that, yeah. But sometimes you're so screwed where that doesn't even work.
I know,
So-
the worst.
That's happened to me. Yeah. So it's a whole different game than like, real action first person shooters, but it's a turn-based fun thing. So we'll see what happens.
Sweet. Yep. Star Wars Zero Company coming next year, 2026. Cool. Yeah, so that was a whole bunch of news, and obviously we'll wait for that closing ceremony to find out if we're going to get the chance to see each other and our friends again in real life and touch each other's faces.
Oh wait.
What?
Excuse me?
So yeah, Star Wars Celebration is returning stateside in 2027 to mark the 50th anniversary of Star Wars: A New Hope. It's coming to Los Angeles and the Los Angeles Convention Center.
How do you feel about that? You're in Los
April
Angeles?
1st
It makes
to
sense.
April 4th, 2027.
It makes sense.
That's just a shitty place to go. No offense, LA.
No, you just live in the East and you want it in the East, but
Yeah.
it makes sense.
No. I mean, sure. But I guess LA is a real hard place to navigate.
This
via
might
vehicle.
be the first one I bring my girls to.
We were thinking the same. Family trip.
It's funny that you say that, boys.
Oh,
'Cause it's 2 years away, and this is going to be a whole family trip
Oh my god.
Oh, for the halls? Really?
for the halls.
Oh,
my
damn.
gosh.
Okay, that's inspiring me now.
Kevin and
That's
Emily will have their
inspiring me.
first kid by them too.
Yeah, they should, right? Like a dog, maybe?
So yeah, we're going to do California and hopefully come and see Maine while we're there as well.
Oh, big sure. I mean, you're welcome here.
So
I'm not gonna say Gina's going because she hasn't decided. Because I have brought
Yeah.
this up, but definitely I think my girls are interested because they're into Star Wars. Surprisingly, I thought they wouldn't be at this point because I keep shoving it down their throats. But we'll see.
Well, Ginny can come and she can take the girls and hang out with Elena, the kids.
Yeah, like she can do a non-Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of non-Star Wars things in LA. It's LA.
It's LA, baby.
For the parts of it that hasn't burned
Gina
out
doesn't love
anyways.
LA. To be honest, she doesn't like all the
Yeah.
traffic and people and stuff. but we'll see.
Anaheim's like an hour away, isn't it? So Disneyland's just on the doorstep.
That's the key. Yeah, we go there. We go to Disneyland and do all
Yep.
that stuff. See my uncle out there and play some golf. Big
Oh,
time.
Jimmy knows
Yeah,
a
mate.
guy.
I'm going to play some golf. Can't wait for that.
Just wait till you
because-
just wait till you get here in a month. We play golf every day.
Amoeba
36
Records,
holes.
mate. That's the first thing that me and Kev text to each other. Amoeba Records, baby.
Yeah, baby.
We're going back.
And Ed, you've got the appropriate T-shirt on, mate, because you know we're going back to Trejo's
Oh.
Tacos, mate.
Yeah, for the listeners, I'm wearing my Trejo's Tacos shirt. right.
Good tacos.
Good old Danny.
So yeah, 50th anniversary, mate, of Star Wars. That's mad, innit? So you know they're going to wheel George out and Harrison and Mark for the last, come on, you've not got to do this any longer. This is your last one, boys.
Ain't making it to 60.
No.
Not one of them ain't, anyways.
So
Dude. Billy D.
that's exciting. I'm
Billy
Billy-
D.
this
Holy
might be
shit!
Billy.
They'll be fucking wheeling him in the back to tank, you know?
Fucking Billy D.
He's
I
been in the
thought
back. He's
Billy-
been
it
in the
was-
back to tank for the last 2 years.
I thought it was Billy D's last like 8 years ago, man. Fuck.
right. Oh
Yeah.
shit, we need an over under on his longevity.
Dude, it's turning into like he's my hero now because he's lasted way
that-
longer than
It's
I
that
thought.
Colt 45 smile,
No
baby.
offense, but like, damn, that's
But it's
amazing.
No offense,
back
but
to-
damn.
it's back to 4 days again as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
the last couple have been 3 days. So
I kind of liked the 3-day thing. I don't know.
So I want to say I'm probably going.
Yeah,
It's whether I bring my family or not. That's
it-
like a slight
exactly.
question.
That's the question mark. We'll probably all go out because we got a little, you know,
If any of our
little,
listeners
little
want to meet
family
me
out
for
there.
the first time, that's where you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
Our 2 listeners that have not met me.
Out of the
Sick.
3.
So yeah, that was a whole bunch of celebration. Let's transition to greatness, in the words of Jimmy Dice, and
Indeed.
talk about Andor season 2.
Holy fuck, yes.
You have engaged the curiosity of the ISB.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dead drunk.
Yeah. So best way to talk about this, because, you know, we're getting 3 episodes per week, which is the equivalent to a Star Wars movie per week. It's over 2 hours of
Yes.
content.
Yep.
And at first I was pissed. And then afterwards I was dismayed, because it's like, how can I do this? And
Especially
then-
with a podcast.
yeah, that, I mean, we're gonna record 1 episode, and then our next recording will be after it's all done, all out.
Yeah.
You know, 4
Yeah.
weeks from now. But dude, when I first, all right, let's just go around the horn about just our first reactions, and I'll kick it off first. And the night that I was gonna watch it, because it was on Tuesday, we had Patriots Day the day before, so my local planning board, I'm on the local planning board, do your service, and it was shifted from Mondays to Tuesdays, and I'm like, ah, shit. And I looked at it. We had like 10 items on the agenda. It was the largest agenda we've had since like the 2 years that I've been on the board. So I didn't get home. So it releases at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I didn't get home till like 11:30 that night. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I made myself a salad, sat my ass in front of the couch, and stayed up till 2:30 a.m. watching all 3 of them together. Now I have a question, real quick question. When you guys watched it on Disney, when you watched it, were you able to skip ahead or anything?
What do you mean? Why would I do
When
that?
you watched it the first time, did you have the
Don't
ability to
know.
just
Like,
jump?
I didn't
yeah?
try to skip ahead. Like,
Well, I mean,
don't know.
I didn't either, but like I wanted to skip ahead through like the credits. You know what I mean? Like the recap and the intro stuff.
Oh
I
yeah, it
watched
lets
that
me do
shit.
that.
It would
Yeah,
not
it
let me do
It did
that.
give me an option to do that. Yeah.
It did
Yeah.
not give me an option.
But I
to
did
do
not
that.
do that.
I mean,
It didn't give you the option? No.
no, and I wonder it's because I watched it while I was still like premiering. They didn't want people to like jump ahead maybe and like spoil stuff, but I don't know. That seems a little bit too complicated and extra for Disney.
Disney's punishing you for saying they only released 22-minute episodes.
And it was.
Correct.
I mean, this was like it said 50 minutes.
Yeah,
On
about
the
7
old-
of that was credits.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Because see, yeah, we have 54 minutes for the first one, so it's like 46 to 48 minutes real. Second one, Sagrona 47 minutes. That's probably 40 minutes. Third one, Harvest, 56 minutes. Again, 47, 48, 46 minutes, whatever. But I'll just say, sorry guys. Back to let me land this plane real quick.
Yeah,
I was up
yeah,
till
bring it back.
2:30 a.m. Just watched.
What do we think about
fucking
it?
all
What do we
of
think
them.
about it?
I enjoyed every moment of all 3 of them, and I'm so glad they brought back the Neomos fucking rave track. Fucking shit, that hits. It slaps.
Oh, the techno like remix?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, big time. Chris, what were your first thoughts on it?
So it lands in the middle of the night for us. So obviously we work all day on Wednesdays, so we don't get to watch it until Wednesday evening. So myself, Kev, and Michelle blitzed it all in one sitting,
Yeah.
and it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great.
It's just
I mean,
good.
that consistently, I didn't. It like there were parts of it where I was like, "Where's this going? What's happening? This is a little bit slow." But then other parts, like majority, 80% of it, I'm just like this. The writing and acting on the show is it's just another level.
That's the thing. Like that 20% that you were questioning that is probably going to come back
Yeah,
in the next whatever next arc or later
yeah.
even. That's
Like,
that's the thing. It's like, oh man, sorry, continue.
yeah, and I know we're going to get into the different arcs, but like the stuff with Cassian's arc,
Mm.
I was like, where the fuck's this going? What's going on here? Like as I was watching it, I didn't see the point of it.
Yeah.
But after the final shot of that arc and that big reveal, I was like,
You just say it. Ain't no spoilers
Yeah,
here
say it,
now.
say it.
wait a minute. If you've not seen it,
Oh yeah,
just be
let's
like,
give a spoiler
What?
warning.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hit us with one.
Spoiler warning.
do you want a Sith one or do you want an Andor related one?
Oh, give us an Andor
Sith,
related
because
one.
Revenge of the Sith 25 years, right?
Once more the Sith will rule the galaxy, and we shall have spoilers. Cool. So at the end of the Andor's arc, the jungle planet is Yavin. It's revealed it's
Yes.
Yavin.
Yes.
So it was at the time I'm watching it. I'm like, where the fuck is this going? What's going on? These guys are idiots.
Yeah.
When I say the writing on the show is so good, I've talked about this before. Sometimes when I watch Star Wars for the first time, it's a bit too much for me to take in, and I'm just a bit like, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The plot
Big time.
points and things, they take time to like wash over me. I know the writing on the show is so good because it's days and days afterwards that I'm just continuously thinking about it and figuring
Yes.
bits out. And I'm like, the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, when I saw it was Yavin, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's Yavin 4. And then the more and more I think about it, I'm like, well, we've just watched these idiots for like 3 hours being absolute dickheads because that's the state of the rebellion in this time period. They need to get their shit together.
Yep.
And that's what
exactly.
that's where it's showing us where we're at. So, yeah.
Yeah. So overall, you liked it, but then the stuff.
Yes, mate. Sorry,
kinda
that was
no.
Yeah,
But
I
like the
liked
stuff you're
polluted,
kind
wasn't
of
it?
questioning, you're realizing, damn, that's fucking awesome too, right?
Yeah, but that happened with the first season. When I watched the first season, like the first four episodes, I was like, I'm not into this. Everyone's going crazy about it. I'm not into it. And it wasn't until the more and more I thought about it and I heard people talk about it, I was like, oh shit, I see where we are. I know what's happening.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah. I'll go.
Fucking nobody else here. Kevin here.
Kevin here. I loved it. Again, you said it's the fucking writing. And I thought about this when I watched Revenge of the Sith in the theater.
It's because I'm so in love with you.
Oh my! I leaned over to Matt. He's the guy that talks to me about Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I saw the movie with him, and he was like, I told him, I was like, this is the best Padme hairdo in the entire series. it's just like a fro almost.
She looks
But anyway,
strung out.
This Andor series is so good, and I can't. I think it, like you said, the writing is so good. It makes you come to the conclusions without
Sure does.
throwing it in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Sure did.
Yeah.
And that's how you know it's good writing. They don't have to. They don't have to say it. They don't have to say it blatantly like it did in like. But it's because it's more of an adult show.
You
let's
cannot win. I have the high ground.
yeah. Let's just say it right now. It's because it's more of an adult show. They leave it up for you to interpret and get to the same conclusion as everybody else. But it makes it so much better in our brains as adults. Like we come to that we
Sorry.
come to that conclusion, and yeah, absolutely loved it. It felt a lot like a fucking World War II movie, which is fine.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like a Nazi takeover of the fucking galaxy kind of thing. And that's what he's going for, and that's what it is. It really is what it is. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I can talk way more on it, but I'm just giving my
Yeah.
around the horn fucking overall.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
we got the different. There were 3 episodes that are released. We're not going to go scene. We are going to go scene by scene, episode from the
Yep.
start,
No, frame by frame.
frame by frame, smelt by
frame.
smelt, heard by felt,
All right, first frame. Andor's coming into Vietnam. Just kidding. we're
and
not
he's
doing
coming hard, big time. But we'll save. Let's just start out with the big guy. You know, let's talk about that Yavin 4 arc. All right, the
it. Yes,
Cassian.
yes,
He's
yes.
on.
Wait. Can we pause? Pause.
All right, we'll pause for a piss break. All right, cool, and we're back. So we're gonna start out not scene by scene, but with the most momentous occasion, the momentous start to this entire fucking series. Because y'all know I love my starship porn. We're on the planet of Sinar, which Sinar Fleet Systems, they developed the TIE Fighter, the twin ion engine, starfighter. And we get to see right out the get the classic, the monumental, the signature, one of the signature starfighters. First premiered in the 1994 game TIE Fighter, we see the TIE Advanced. And this is the prototype starfighter that we saw in the trailer, we saw in everything else that Andor is there to steal. And man, that was cool, wasn't it? God damn.
Yeah. It's the first time we've seen Sinar live action, correct?
Yes, first time we've seen Sinar, first time we've seen it just mentioned at all either. It was only
Even mentioned? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah, I think in live action anyways. The only time we ever seen it like mentioned was in books. Like
Yeah.
books or the Star Wars collectible card game or the video games.
That's
and
a
stuff
big
like
deal.
that. It's a big
Honestly,
deal.
yeah.
It's
That you think this is gonna lead up to more of the Thrawn, the TIE Defender?
I mean,
Long live the Empire.
I mean maybe, but I
I know I'm
there's so much
deviating
to
from the
unpack. There's
Avenger,
so much to unpack.
and I
with that.
apologize for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot to unpack there. However, for me, it just makes me really happy to see that whomever the hell is writing this show and putting stuff together, they're pulling from that base lore, you know, like a lot of this knowledge and information that's been out there in games, video games, and books and stuff like that. I just love to see just a little homage paid to that, you know? You don't have to copy that scene for scene.
This
but
type of
I'd love
shit
to see
happens
it.
in war, right? Like these experimental aircraft. Like this is what happens.
Yeah,
Like,
there is an absolutely
escalation of technology, escalation of warships, and it's actively happening, and we're seeing it in Andor.
Yeah.
And he just happens to be in the best position ever to fucking steal that shit, and
Indeed.
which
Now,
is awesome.
one thought about it is like, well, why aren't we seeing the TIE Defender here? And I'll say Matt Mole had this very question on Star Wars Spelt Out. But in fact,
Oh shit!
the TIE Defender was Grand Admiral Thrawn's pet project. Don't forget. And the TIE Defender doesn't come into play until really the events
Later.
of Rebels. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yep,
so that's when it's like produced, it's designed and produced and like put out there kind of thing. That's when that happens. So this is proto TIE Defender before all this stuff. This is the Empire trying to design their own shit. And
Yeah, it's they're figuring out whether to stick with TIE Fighter losing bodies / numbers,
which they have
'cause they thought
innumerable
that
amounts
would be
of.
the they thought it would be the advantage of having numbers and cheap ships.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like now rethinking it because X-wings are fucking them up. But the TIE Defender, I just want to say,
I just want to see it.
was a competitor with the Death Star in terms of cost. So like you got to put it in terms, because
Yes.
remember they were like, we're either going to do the TIE Defender,
Mhm.
which is like a better X-wing, or the Death Star, and they went with the Death Star.
Yeah.
And Thrawn wanted the Defender, obviously.
Because Thrawn is the genius that he will be, whatever.
Till he meets Akbar, mate.
Right.
Fucking
We'll see.
right.
Nah. It won't be that. He'll just get slapped down by some force
It's my
space
trap.
will bullshit.
I will kill him.
Yeah, there's gonna be some space will that gets him. You know what I mean? Don't deny it. But irregardless, which is not a word. I think that when you're talking about the TIE Venture, I'm just gonna read this one little bit about the lore from the TIE Fighter game as to why the TIE Venture wasn't mass produced. Okay. So
Was
Can we
not
talk about
mass-produced.
Andor afterwards?
yes, I promise. I promise.
Cool.
So
this
there
is
was a
why
grand,
it's
there was a
not
Grand Admiral
mass-produced?
Demetrius Zarin. All right, he turned traitor. He was leading the TIE Avenger production project.
Heard of him, yeah.
He was in the game TIE Fighter. The campaign was largely successful. Okay, but by the time Grand Admiral Zarin was killed because he turned into a rebel because he knew how bad this whole thing was. The TIE Avenger was just way too expensive to produce because it had I don't know if it had shield. Later versions of it had shield. Later versions of it had a hyperdrive. The earlier versions didn't. But clearly, it's like a ton of firepower for a pilot who just like goes out there and just gets shot down and exploded, and like that's it. What a waste. You know what I mean? So it's much
A
easier
lot
for
of
them.
firepower. A lot of firepower.
A lot of firepower. You mean we saw what that TIE Avenger, what Cassian Andor did to that range trooper, first seen in Solo, a Star Wars story. And
Wait, what?
Christopher, first time you see in that trooper ever. I know.
Yeah, I've never seen them before. New design,
Oh.
loved it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But we don't see the TIE Avenger appear because that it was so expensive to like manufacture stuff. Did you guys notice? So as when Cassian made his escape and he was trying to flee and all this other shit, the two TIE fighters following him. Did you recognize them?
They
Oh yeah,
You got
weren't
it.
the wings like come in.
Yeah,
at it?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
indeed.
They weren't TIE fighters, were they?
I mean, they
we've
were, but
seen them
they were
before.
the Inquisitor TIE fighters from Rebels or Clone Wars? Rebels. So those
Clearly not piloted by Inquisitors, though, right?
no, Wikipedia calls it the Inquisitor's TIE Advanced because there was another version of this which we see in Star Wars: A New Hope, the TIE
X1.
Advanced X1, which is Darth Vader's TIE fighter, which was based on this TIE Avenger style.
Yeah,
All
get
of
your
those,
shit rate.
all
Get your
those
shit
things,
rate.
all those things just like blend and mesh together. So it would make sense that you see the Inquisitor TIE fighters there as like patrol ships, because they were short range and a lot more advanced, hence the name. I don't know. It's just beautiful to see. Just fucking beautiful to see. It brought me
Very
back.
beautiful.
It brought me back to being 9 and 10 years old, sitting with my Microsoft Sidewinder Pro joystick and my computer, which was in our kitchen at the time, playing
That's
TIE
what they
Fighter.
call it.
It was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's what she
Sick.
said. What did you
What
guys
do you think about the controls of it?
Oh, when he just like walked in and he's like, "Where's the seat?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
puts
like
his-
no,
he-
like the way, like that thing that he put his hand in, and like
yeah.
it's
I
very
was thinking
different
that,
to
too.
what like how we see the TIE fighters, normal TIE fighters controls, isn't it?
Like a joystick and things or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And when
That's
they
cool.
shoot, they're like, the TIE fighters, they go like this to shoot. Apparently, I don't know.
I know. Well,
They
I
like
think he's
push
just.
their fists forward.
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought it was cool. It reminded me of a throttle and joystick controller. What's the technical term for it? For gaming and stuff like that. You know, you just
Yeah, I don't
basically have
know.
two things: one for speed and thrust and, and movement and stuff, and the other one
Yeah.
for like targeting and firing.
But apparently the thrust is opposite. Like you got to pull back to go forward.
I saw a great meme online that said what it feels like every time you pick up your friend's controller and he plays inverted.
I play inverted. So
I
fuck
also
you.
play inverted. You
Oh,
and me,
you do?
buddy.
Yeah.
See,
High
so if
five.
we
Fuck
were
yeah.
the test pods of this TIE Fighter, we would have been okay.
We'd be all set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassian clearly is like a pull forward, go backward kind of guy, you know? Fuck. Weirdo.
Chris is
I
like,
thought-
what the fuck just happened?
Hey, what did you
Yeah.
think about that? I love getting back to Andor. I love the interaction between him and the the inside woman there.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Heck.
That was
Kafrine,
great.
man.
Yeah, right?
Kafrine.
Kafrine, wasn't that cool?
I immediately thought of you, Jimmy, because you love the Ring of Kafrine.
I do. I just
do
love
as
saying
well.
that. Kafrine. Yeah.
But the password to like, I don't know, what was it, to access it was like Kafrine.
Yeah. That was cool.
Awesome. No, I like that brings the human element into that whole scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That brings it back to good writing. Like this lady is risking her essentially life, career, everything for this.
Yeah. She's like, am I going to die?
Like
damn.
I don't have a bad life doing what I'm doing right now. I just walk in, I do this stuff, I clean the hangar, whatever she does, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And she's offering this up to Andor, and it brings that like everyday life human element to it that we don't think of when we watch movies like this. And
Yeah.
I fucking love it, and it's very good writing.
You're a new TIE. You're a test pilot, and we're just here talking and we're flirting. He's like, I like that. Like, well,
Yeah.
I bet you do.
It also told us where Cassian is as well, because this is set a year after the end of season 1,
Yes.
and at the end of that, it's like he's made his first step, hasn't he? He's gone to Luthen and said, "Take me in.
Yep.
I want to be part of it."
He's like, I'm balls
And
deep. Let's do it.
Immediately, what he said to that lady, like you say, Ed, he's balls deep. This is it. He's in there now.
He's helping
got a
her
year-
take her first step.
Yeah, a year of training. He's recruiting other people. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking. Let's go. Let's
Fucking
go.
right.
You
Yeah.
see the clearly no one's united. You know, no, they're not all speaking to each other. We'll get to this when we get to the Yavin group. And like she's even saying, like, I'm not supposed to look at your eyes. I'm not supposed to look at you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that threw me off too. I was like, oh shit. The secrecy, right? Like,
Yeah, because you can't know what other people are, so that you can't
I was told not to look at you or something like that.
betray
Yeah.
them, or all that stuff. So that's cool. That was neat to see. And the other one was like, she thinks you're cute, and it's like, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
laughing.
he is.
I'm laughing to myself. I just remembered it says, obviously before it started, it said BBY4, and me and Kev both went cool, like proper dweebs,
right, right.
Cool. And like I paused it and I turned to Michelle. I was like, "Do you know what that means?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "It's 4 years before the Battle of Yavin." And she looked at me like, "Fucking dweebs! This is going to be hard work. This is."
That is precisely what my wife said as well. She's like,
No,
what the hell does that mean? And I'm like,
Yeah,
it's this. And she's like, why couldn't they have just said that? It's because
I
there's
agree.
enough people that know that will tell you.
I saw that and I was like, they should have explained it. I saw that and was very happy. Don't get me wrong. I saw that and I was like, yes, they're like telling us where we are. And then I'm like, oh shit, wait. All the like casuals, they're not going to know what the fuck that means. And then
I don't think they
didn't
necessarily need
explain
to,
it.
though.
Yeah. But they're going to Google it.
Yeah.
Because you know what?
Google
That's
it.
our motto. Fucking Google it.
Yeah.
The only
But yeah, sorry, that it just made me laugh. That obviously next week it's
Me
going to
too.
be BBY3, isn't it? So
Yeah, I think they do.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think they do 1 year. Excuse me. 1 year before.
Oh, Jimmy's got a book out for all the listeners right now. He
Listen,
is-
While
I'm just looking, all right, and
this is fucking
while,
funny.
while he's looking,
Yeah. Let's
great
continue.
opening scene.
Yes.
Straight in there, let you know where you were. Brilliant action to get everyone hooked in, and it was funny. That really surprised me.
Yes.
It was like it was
yeah,
quite
comical. Yeah.
funny, and great little chase scene. Bang, we're in.
What'd you think of that droid in the hangar?
It was a bit weird, a bit janky. That I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it could have been. I don't know. I wanted him to be cuter, but he wasn't.
there were
like,
there were better droids in these first 3 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, heard.
Quite a lot of droid porn actually. It was good.
Indeed, seen. Yeah, so he ends up Andor crash lands on this jungle planet to meet up with Porgo. I know it's Porgo, but I say Porgo because I think of Porg.
Yeah.
Recognize his ship there. That was the ship he flew out of Ferrix with.
Yeah,
The one that
Oh,
was like,
it's all damaged. Like
yeah,
it's
it's
like
like, I
all
think,
fucked up.
something.
yeah, they fucked up. They ran into some kind of like early rebel cell that's on there, and they're all fighting over food, and they're really dumb.
Yeah, and
How
he
dumb
knew
are
about
these
him
guys?
too, right? Remember when
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, you're the
Maya's
crew
guys.
under what's
Yep.
her name?"
Yeah,
or
he knew
his name,
Maya.
right?
Maya was their leader.
Yeah,
Maya was like
Maya.
dead or gone. I think she was dead.
And even after he said that, they're like, "No, we're still tying you up." Like
Yeah.
they were
Dickheads.
just
So
idiots.
dumb, so dumb. Yeah.
But
Again,
like I said, like I'm at the time I'm watching it, like where's this going? What is this? This fucking.
Yeah,
I want to
I
get
can see
into
that.
it. I want to get into the shit.
I know why are they
And I
tying up our
realised
lead
afterwards-
guy.
This is the state of the rebellion. They need to get their shit together.
Yeah.
Stuff's got
That's
to
the
happen.
point. Yep.
They're all isolated, you know. I'm not supposed to stare at you because I'm not supposed to know who you look like.
That's
These
yeah.
guys aren't supposed to know each other in different groups because they don't want to rat out each other. But like the power, the strength that they have is with them together.
That's the major point. They're not together. They need to form up, and this is just some fucking splinter cell or whatever that's just
Yep.
out there, and they're idiots. But it's also, on a side note, they're tying him up in a plot that keeps him from going back to Bix.
Yeah.
And what planet is Bix on?
Bix is
know?
Mina Rao.
Okay.
Some,
Alright.
some farm agricultural planet.
Outer rim, it said, didn't it, in brackets
Yeah.
underneath?
Yeah.
Because as I'm watching it, I'm like, did I miss that this is actually Gorman? So it's not, right?
No, that
so
is not
that's
Gorman. No.
Okay,
No, no,
just
no.
making sure.
No. Gorman's
I'm
someplace
an
else.
idiot. I was just making sure.
You're not an
Okay.
idiot, Ed.
Because that would be cool if it was,
That would
right?
be-
But
that
it
would be-
because it would all
yeah.
come into
But Gorman's gonna be a separate episode, right? So let's transition to
Yeah,
that one. We
whole
good.
arc
We good with the
probably.
yeah. So Yavin 4, they leave. It's like holy shit, it's fucking Yavin.
Yeah. So the rebels. Wait. Let's talk about that. So the rebels. I thought like that brought the humor, right?
Yeah.
The humor
Yeah.
element to it.
Yeah.
They're like trying to move the fucking TIE Avenger with ropes and
Yeah.
shit. I thought,
Yeah.
Centimeters per
Funny.
hour. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
and they're like eating gross fruit and
I can only
Anyway.
imagine what that fruit tasted like. You know what I mean? Tuna salad. Yikes.
All the time they've got him tied up, he's fucking playing them as well. He's like,
oh, of course.
he's doing it bit by bit, slowly but surely. Do you know what I mean? He's getting to the point that he can fucking make his move, and
Yeah.
he does. Do you know what I mean? He gets his gun.
Brilliantly. Yes.
Jimmy, he got his
Oh, he
gun
gets
out.
that-
You've
Gets that
scored a
fucking
point, mate.
Briar pistol,
Well
baby.
done, mate. You got a
Briar!
point. Luke got his lightsaber out. Well done, Jimmy. One
That's
point.
right. Bada bing. Bada bing, motherfuckers.
And you don't realize at the time, but this is all character development
Yeah.
for Cassian. He is fucking.
Yeah.
He's always thinking one step ahead. He's like, I'm not gonna make moves now because I will die. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait for my opportunity, which was very easy, might I add.
Because these guys are stupid.
Yeah. But it showed the wildlife of Star Wars. Like you don't know what you're gonna encounter.
Yeah. On a random ass planet.
Yeah. It's all I get what you're saying, Chris. You're like, where's this fucking going? But I actually really liked it. Like I because it felt like Star Wars to me.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
this
Mhm.
this is where it is.
I didn't
Um,
dislike it. I was just like, come on, I want to see some fucking
I agree. I was
Cassian
with you
take
there.
some people down. Like,
Empire
do you know what I mean?
Rebellion shit. Like, what is
Yeah,
this? Yes.
yeah.
No, I totally agree.
I want to
But I
see.
get
I
the
mean,
point of it. Like now I've thought about it and digested it. I'm like, oh, of course,
listen.
we need to
I
see
was
it.
half expecting Saw Gerrera to show up and be like, "Yo, Cassian,
What are you doing?
our guy. Like, what the fuck are you doing?" That's what I was expecting. I was expecting him to show up. Like he was gonna send a message out, and Saw Gerrera was gonna show up and just fucking bitch slap those fucking
Yeah.
rebels.
Fucking
Listen.
2 Tubes comes in, mate.
Oh
Lays
my
his shit.
god.
2 tubes.
My
Oh,
God.
you know he's gonna be in it.
I mean,
It's Tubes.
it's tubes. I think I loved getting all that Starship porn because every time they went to those guys, there was another look at that TIE Avenger right there. It's like,
How
oh, there she is, beautiful.
Dude, honestly though, it looked really good.
A lot
Yeah.
of
That TIE
sexual
Avenger
imagery
looks
of that
so
starfighter. Beautiful.
Now I have a question, Jimmy, before we move on to the next arc.
Yeah.
Did you, in terms of Starfighter, like porn and love, do you like the TIE Interceptor look or the TIE Avenger look more?
I mean, we only got like very little bit of it, so like, yeah, I don't know, maybe, but I still like the TIE Interceptor. Big TIE Interceptor fan. Yeah.
Same. I the only difference is the rear end, right? Like, well, the solar panels going
Listen,
back.
some guys like big asses and some guys don't. You know, that's just is what it is.
Yeah, I'm an Interceptor. I'm an Interceptor over Avenger. However, if the Avenger now, because of that, has a hyperdrive and all that shit, like, well, that changes things. You know,
I mean, they could just
shield
put
and-
people in it, so that was pretty cool. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it
cool.
was. I mean, we'll see what. Well, it's the end of the arc, right? So we're gonna jump ahead a year, so we don't actually see where they stash the thing, which probably is for the best, just so that they don't have to like explain that on screen. They can just explain
Yeah,
it with
yeah.
the time jump. So, but yeah, Cassian goes. He escapes. Yavin 4 goes to Mina Rao to rescue half of our Ferrex friends in time. What do you guys think of the Brasso Bix, Willem, B3?
This is where it really felt like a Nazi take over Europe kind of
Yeah.
feel, didn't it? Right?
Yeah,
Like they're moving in, they're showing a show of force with uniforms and taking advantage of you.
it was like that the Inglorious Bastards, you know what I mean? Like Christoph Waltz, like appearing on screen, just being
Yes.
diabolical and just pure evil, and everybody around him is just like, yeah, we could just fuck you guys up at any given moment.
Yeah.
All those scenes were powerful. The locals that took them in, like the local farmers and
Oh yeah,
stuff, they're like,
the risk they take.
yeah, the
That's
big risk they
all
took.
of it.
Yeah,
It's all feels like that.
yeah.
It's like
They
the World War II.
yeah, French resistance sheltering like Jews in Europe. And
Mhm.
it was and in this instance they were just felon or wanted people from Ferrex, so they didn't have like the identity cards or whatever, the visas, right? Unreal, right? It's funny how like pertinent this is to today's politics.
Yeah. There's
This whole
some
series.
pretty clear social commentary going on with this story arc.
I also just watched Conclave last night too, so it's like, holy fuck, what is going on here?
What's Conclave? Wait, what?
Conclave is about the Pope dying and them electing a new Pope, which we're about to go to right now because Pope Francis is gone. Rest in peace, Pope Francis.
Yes,
Francesco. It's cool seeing them stick up for their friends. Very similar to Rebels. Like when they were on what was Ezra's home planet? That fucking
Lethal.
Thank you. Kind of looks similar.
Wait,
actually.
can we signify this moment in time where Chris reminds Jimmy of something from lore?
Big herd end scene. Mark it on the clock. 150, 158, 51. Anyways, it was cool that they were able to block them out or protect them like that. And again, at the very end, because we're talking about this entire arc here. What
Yeah,
I
the
loved
Bix arc.
what I love to
Right.
see, like how it speaks to Brassos's, his character and integrity. He didn't.
Yeah.
He made sure that so the guy who was covering for him was named Kellen. He was like the white dude, the
Yes.
scruffy haired white dude who was like the legit guy with the visa who was trying to cover
Yeah.
and protect him. He made sure to ensure his safety by providing a cover for him when the
Yeah.
stormtroopers were there. Saying like, "Oh, you sold me out," you know what I mean? And then the Imperial guy right there saying, "Oh, weren't you glad we were here?" So that now clears Kellen and his family,
Yeah.
Brasso's
Mhm.
wife girlfriend thing of any kind of wrongdoing by the Empire.
You know what I
As
think this does?
what?
I think Cullen's a big play in the future. He's gonna, because of that, he's gonna be a more solid, reliable ally to the rebellion.
I think so because he's seen it happen to him. Like he saw someone sacrifice himself for him to save his family, save his people. We got some real sweet moments of that when they had like the big farm table, like harvest celebration, big meal thing. I love seeing
Yeah,
that.
mate, with that fucking weird monster, that weird creature in background. Did you see that
Right?
shit?
Yeah,
Like some
was that
fucking
cool?
Highland cow on roids, mate. It was rad. That was.
Island cow.
I didn't see that. I gotta watch it again. Fuck.
How could
No,
you miss it, mate? It was massive.
I must have been looking at something else. I
you see
don't
the
know.
tits on that thing.
Damn.
The I love that whole scene, because it reminds me like all those Western films when you just are like any kind of group where you're working on a farm together and it's like everybody brings their bit and everybody's eating together and stuff. And I
Yeah, it was
love
sweet.
that real sense of community and stuff like that. You get the droid playing with the kids and shit. So
Now we can cut this out, but can we bring up what your guys' opinions are on the attempted rape scene and mention in words rape
Yeah.
in the show? There's been some back and forth online about this, like whether it belongs in my quote my Star Wars. Um, Personally, I think it's something that should be brought to light and is apparent when someone has power and can take advantage of those without power. So I I obviously it's discomforting to see, but it should be out there. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I'm not saying it's like, oh, it was super entertaining or something to see, but it definitely brings to light Empire versus Rebellion. They have power over the rebellion. When it comes down to that kind of thing, yes, it doesn't surprise me to see it. You know what I'm saying? But what do you guys think? Does it belong in your Star Wars?
I think it belongs in this Star Wars.
Yes,
And I think
Andor
it's
per se. Yeah,
it's obviously something that happens in real life. And I think one of the great things about this show is that Tony Gilroy's using Star Wars to shine a light on things that happen in real life.
yep,
And
definitely.
I think, like you say, it was uncomfortable to watch, but I mean, she got tortured in season 1.
It's the same thing. Yeah,
She's moved away to try and start like a quiet life, just in hiding. Cassian's protecting them while he's like working for the rebellion. I think she's just been pushed over the edge, mate, and now she's going to be all in.
Go see
yeah,
her. Yeah.
yeah.
The
This
next,
is
she'll
definitely
be a key
like,
player now. She's
yeah, fucking right at it. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I watched this with and I saw the commentary afterwards. So I got the benefit of getting a full rewatch on this within 1 week. Because I watched it by myself to 2 a.m. like a psycho. And then
Damn, I did not do that.
the next night I watched with my wife. We only made it through one episode and like 15 minutes into the next one. And then we watched the remainder of that episode and then the third episode, the next one. So I got 2 rewatches on it. And I was asking my wife after, it's like, what'd you think of that? Like that whole scene? Because I'd seen the commentary online And I just looked over and I asked her, and she, my wife, she consumes a lot of movies, loves to see the movies, has an Oscars party every year, like very deep into like movies, TV, trying to watch as much as possible just because of,
Yeah.
it's art, cinema. And she wasn't bothered by it at all.
Yeah.
In the least. I was like, it's like, Jesus Christ, we see this on Rings of Power, or not, not Rings of Power. We see this on Game of Thrones, like
Of course.
recently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like something that should be shocking to people. And there wasn't anything, I mean, physical violence, which is certainly a form of, very hard abuse, and I don't think that
It's
there wasn't anything with this that really set it off. I just think people are fucking bitching, moaning, and complaining because they have nothing to complain about the series because it's great.
yeah. It's sad because it felt like a scene that should be in the show, and you're like, fuck, that's sad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's happening, and you're like, yeah, I don't
it's a darker
blame them
series
for
though.
I don't blame them for putting this scene in here because yeah, it could happen.
Andor's a
Because this
darker
dude,
series though. Chris, you nailed it on the head. Like like if it's going to be somewhere, this is the one it's going to be in. Because this is a darker trait of it, and we've seen in how many movies and cinema and literature and history that shit like this happens. And it's going
yeah,
on
it's sad.
today. You know,
Sad.
take a look at Eastern Europe and shit. Not to get into politics, but this shit happens all over the place.
It's
And that motherfucker got a wrench to the head, mate. Do you know what I mean?
He did.
fucking right. He did.
Did you
He
think
should have got more?
he kind of
but
looked
yeah.
like Mike Myers? Did you see that at all? No,
No.
No.
no. Never
I
mind.
thought he did
Never mind.
the actor did a great job in that role. He was
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
that
yeah.
fine line of like being a weasel and a fucking
Oh, when he fixed his hair, he
predator.
hung up his hat. He
Yeah.
fixed his hair in the mirror. And I was like, "Oh, you're a piece of shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to see that hydro spanner to the brain.
Absolutely.
But then again, after that, casting comes in, worst possible timing.
Yeah.
How'd
you guys feel about the execution of what's the guy's name that died? Fuck.
Brasso.
Brasso.
Because you didn't
Johnny
know he
Grasso.
died, and then he's
What?
suddenly like on the ground dead. So like, how'd you?
Yeah.
Was that a good way to execute that? Are you like okay with that? You feel
Yeah.
that?
But we don't need like 60 seconds of him dying agonizingly.
Okay.
We saw it with that stormtrooper with that precise shot that everybody hates now. We didn't
You don't
see
need
where
like
it
what they
landed.
did in Rogue One with a bunch of Okay. Just saying.
We don't need the Shakespearean deaths. Andor is just like cold cut, man. We see it in the first scene of Rogue One. We just like blast
throwing
that
shade
dude
at
right in the
Rogue
back.
One for
No
some reason.
question. No dwelling on it. Done. Raw. I don't know.
That whole arc with the farming and they're just trying to fucking live, but still working the rebellion. It's interesting. Like it definitely brought vibes of World War II, Nazi Germany taking over Europe. It's like
French
this is your
occupation.
fucking farming.
Vichy France.
I don't agree with the Nazis, but I'm here fucking farming. Like, come on, get the fuck out. But they're just there and they're showing up and they're like, give us your fucking food. That's what they're gonna do. If an enemy regime enters your fucking property, they're gonna ask for shit. They got firearms. They're gonna shoot you if you don't. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
It's just, well, and you see their sense of evilness when he's like, you got to produce food for the Empire because the Empire needs your food. You can't meet quota, so you have to go with illegal labor. But we're checking for illegal labor, and you get in trouble if you use illegal labor. But you need illegal labor in order to meet your
That hits
quotas for the
home in like
Empire.
other things. Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah,
like it's purposefully built just to be evil and harmful to these people and to keep them in submission. And this is how this resistance grows. And with Kellen, we see him as, we're likely not to see this motherfucker again on live screen, but it wouldn't surprise me to hear a short story about him written that like that's the kind of impact that he experienced that You know,
No, I guarantee he's back
sparks
because of that
sparks
scene.
the fire
Because
for
of
his
that
own
scene.
rebellion.
Hot take from Bossart.
Yep.
Kellen's back.
Hot scene.
Kellen's back because Brasso saved his fucking ass. I'm telling you right now,
Kellen's back.
he's back.
Baby got
Kellen's
back.
And if he's not,
Kellen's
I'll
back.
take a couple shots for y'all. Anyway,
We'll see him on Yavin.
I'll do that anyway.
So let's transition to greatness and see our fruity director Krennic, Ben Mendelsohn, on the Malthine Divide. I thought that was a true and false that I definitely did not get right. I thought that was Eridu, which is Grand Moff Tarkin's home planet.
That
But
whole
no,
scene.
that was a really brilliant scene with Ben Mendelsohn there.
Oh, mate. Straight out the gate, episode 1. I didn't think we'd be getting some
Blessed.
Mendo action.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
So good.
they know
He
what the
led the
people
scene.
wanted.
Yeah, he led the scene. It felt he was in control. And what's funny when is what I kept thinking about is he's not actually in control. You know what I mean? Like you're like
Yeah.
he thinks he is, and he's doing this in front of all these people, and they all think he's in control, and you're sitting there like he's not actually. Like he's still fucked.
Unlimited
That's
power.
Empire. Yeah.
Got that little line drop.
Yes, mate. Unlimited power.
Yeah,
And
right?
Yes.
he also mentioned the Emperor by name, which gives
Yes, he
Jimmy
did.
Dice another point.
Oh my god! Oh
Jimmy
my
D.
god! I thought that he was gonna, when he was talking to the group of folks there, I thought they were gonna be talking about. Well, I guess I didn't. I thought he was gonna drop like the Death Star. Like, this is Stardust. This is the weapon
I
we're
thought-
working on.
I thought they're gonna drop a name that's not like. I've always been the guy that's like, I don't think the Empire would call it the Death Star. Like that's not a way to like advertise a space station.
I mean, but they do. But yes, you're right. Yeah, to others.
Like
but,
I was expecting him to be like, this is the Imperial Light or
Well-
something. You know what I mean? Like some like fucking
Starlight Beacon. But
Starlight Beacon. Yeah.
You know what they're calling it a source of unlimited power for energy security or whatever it is, and it's like this evil, awful fucking description, but at the very end they said for peace in the galaxy. Of course.
Yeah.
Always. Yes.
You know?
Peace and justice.
Yeah, so it's like, oh goodness. And yeah, we got the Gorman massacre set up. That's gonna happen.
Well, wait. He recognizes Dedra, right, as
Yep.
being
Brilliant.
amazing. Corners her in the fucking room and is like, "What is your solution for this?" And obviously, they're going to use her strategy and go with it.
Yeah.
But
You need a rebel insurgency to make all the wrong decisions. I'm like, there it is. It's like
dude,
she
the two guys being like, "We're going to do this with Gorman." Like,
oh, from
you
the
know, like-
Department of Enlightenment. Yes, indeed. Let me show you this 1950s commercial ad about spider thread. It's like, what the fuck is this?
that
It was
funny.
hilarious watching because that's like the kind of commercial ad that if this was filmed in 1977, that's would have been on their screen. So like that was cool,
Yeah.
at least from my
Yeah.
perspective, anyways. And I knew, like, as silly as that whole fucking thing sounded, it was cool seeing all the members around that table just like locked into it, being like, all right, what's the message here? They're just absorbing all of it, just trying to like, all right, what's the play? There's something clearly else going on here. So that
Yeah.
was cool.
It felt like, you guys know, like the Step Brothers. It felt like those two guys were like, "This is we're prestige worldwide. We're gonna like take your shit and like make it like look good." I don't know. It was kind of funny.
Propaganda
But
will only
that's
take
what
you so
fucking
far.
happens. That's
Mhm.
what happens. Like we're gonna go on social media and make your shit look good
Mm,
and put down everybody else.
yep.
And it's not. It's sad.
So that was cool. We saw our major party guys. We saw Dedra Miro, and then they returned to Coruscant or whatever. So like, for the final character arc that we see here, Dedra returns home to her palace of a condominium apartment overlooking the skyline, and there's our fucking
Yeah.
guy. Fucking Cyril Karn right there.
Eating his cornflakes.
Yeah, right. No, he's bringing
His
home
cornflakes.
bring
His cornflakes.
Cyril Cornflakes, bringing home his fondue. You know, his fondue recipe.
No, I want to put it out to you guys, and this is a fashion question. What'd you guys think of Dedra's final night out or fucking
black
dinner
outfit?
Yeah,
It was
yeah. So, like, she stood in front of it and was like, "Yeah, I look fucking awesome." And then she goes, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know."
I loved
what do
it.
you guys
I
think?
thought that was great.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was great. What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Want Elena to
Engage
dress
the
in that shit?
curiosity
You
of
want
the
you want
ISB.
you want to see Elena in that?
How nice for you.
I
I
mean,
don't even know what you're referencing, Ed. I'm just
No, the outfit, the black outfit she
it's just a
wears
black
to dinner
black
with
pants and a black top blouse. You know what I mean? Whatever.
but it's different. It's like it's not just that. It's there's more to it. But it's with his mom and stuff, like what she wears. But like it shows her like trying the outfit on in front of like a mirror and stuff.
Well, the weirdest thing about that was like Spock in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds when she smiled, because that was the only time she ever fucking smiled.
Yeah.
She held like the different outfits in front of like the mirror or
That
whatever.
might be why
and then
I'm
she
making a big deal
smiled,
about this because
and
you never see her smile, and I'm
No.
like,
and she was
okay.
practicing it, right? And so my wife next to me, she looked over and she's like, "Holy fuck, I've never seen her smile before." It totally took
Yeah.
me out. Like it totally changed the character.
Definitely does.
But that's exactly what she was trying to do, because she's like, "All right, this is my I don't know what he is to her. I wouldn't dare say boyfriend. It's definitely something else." But
Well, can I interject? Because I think
Sure.
this is part of her character. I think this is her. Like it's black, her outfit. She loves it. I think it's showing you her character. She is dark. She's evil. She's dictatory. You know.
we
She's
find out she
alpha,
doesn't
very alpha.
know anything other than the Empire, because her parents
She's
are criminals. And
very
she went to
she's very alpha, and I think she's gonna use a cereal.
I don't know
I
if she's
think
going to
she's
use.
gonna. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's gonna control him and make him do what she wants, and he's gonna get fucked, and she's not. Well, literally and figuratively.
We're getting listen, Ed. We're getting into hard
I don't know
speculation here.
what's going on.
Oh, this is hard speculation, but this is what I'm saying. I think she's going to use him.
I don't think she's going to use him. I think he's just going to be, unfortunately, in the same place and caught up in something. And then she's, I don't know, make some regretful things. But I think she really genuinely does care about him. Just in the way that she like laid into his mom about that. And it's like, we're going to try a different plan. And I'm sorry.
This goes into why I think
I shouldn't say
Yeah.
that, because that means they're going to have involvement from you. This is how it's going to go.
Yeah, this is why I think she's gonna fucking control him.
I
because of what she did with her.
I guarantee a certain level of involvement in your life, an acceptable level. Just how she said
Like
it,
twice a week, like down to like numbers and
cold
shit.
and calculated, and I loved it. And the mother was just like, "Oh fuck, okay."
So she's going to cold and calculate cereal, and that's what I'm saying.
And being
she's
on
gonna use
Gorman,
she's gonna bring him to Gorman and use him. I bet he takes the downfall for Gorman.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could you imagine? I bet she maneuvers it and he takes the downfall for it.
I don't think so, because
be
I think
cool.
she genuinely loves him because he saved his life. He saved her life.
Dude, she's fucking cold as fuck. She's not. No. Because when he saved her, it was the vibe I got was like, well, I guess I have to like you now. Like that was the vibe I got.
I mean, she didn't have to move in with him. I don't know, Chris. What do you think? Is she truly in love, or is she truly not?
They've got some kind of weird relationship going on.
You think he likes to watch?
I'm not
some
really
weird shit,
vibing
you
with
know?
where Ed's going with it, but It's to me, it's fucking, it's
Head's going to the
entertaining.
neutral zone, man.
Whatever they've got going on is entertaining. I thought that scene was absolutely brilliant. The way she took down the mother, and then the mother tried to come back and dangled the uncle, and she's like, "Don't fucking mention the uncle
I
because I've
love
looked
that.
into his,
I
I've
love
looked
that.
into his background, and you can fuck right off."
That is not
And
a story I would be sharing.
The fact that Cyril had to go down, like, go and take a fucking anxiety nap in the middle of it all, it was like
Dude,
brilliant.
when he's laying on the
So
bed.
good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, that was great. I
That
don't
was
know where it's
ad
going,
lib.
but was it really?
Him laying on the bed. That was ad lib.
Oh,
He
fantastic!
just
Are you
came up
kidding
with
me?
that. Yeah, and Dedra didn't know about it. She didn't know
Oh,
that
really?
that happened until
The
they saw
actors?
the whole
The
thing
actors?
together. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
nice.
That's
Denise
cool.
Koff or whatever.
No, I think
'Cause
she's great.
That felt very natural. It felt very good. Really good.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. No, that was great. That whole thing it's wildly dynamic, and I'm excited to see where that goes. And I guess the last that's pretty much all the 4 bits that we got here. Did we miss anything?
We missed
Oh,
the wedding, mate. Come
oh
on.
right, of course. Can't forget that one.
How nice for you.
How nice for you. How nice for me.
How nice for you. Can you play that again? Louder, maybe?
How nice for you.
Mm.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Best line
We
of
moving
the
to-
entire
we-
first 3 episodes. In
Yes.
context, the best line. So
Oh.
good.
Yeah, showing how little Mon Mothma knows. I loved the look into like all the lore and history of like the Chandrillan, like proper pomp and circumstance and all that shit. I thought that was
Yeah, they
cool.
went deep with that shit.
Like that.
I didn't think I wasn't expecting that kind of like level of Star Wars lore from this show.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
they
I'm
had
Yeah,
glad
I
it was
agree.
there. It was good.
Because we have so much lore to begin with, sadly. But I was surprised how much they were adding. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, wow, they are going balls deep on this, like,
Yeah.
Chandrillan customs and traditions.
Well,
and
like I
lore and
mentioned
shit.
at the beginning of the episode, Sagronatima, right, from October 30th, 2022. They took that was the name of the episode, Sagronatima. Like it was just went from a casual cheers that we saw from that party on Coruscant that we thought was neat and cool to being like all about this
Yeah.
Sagronatima Solemn. Very cool. Perrin, not that much of an asshole, right? Right? You like him a little bit?
Oh, man.
That was a really good speech that he gave.
He was,
I couldn't argue with what he was saying.
Yeah.
Right? Sounds like he's
Yep.
gonna get dead next episode because his character arc is over.
Yeah. It's mate, Guinevere O'Reilly, if that's how you pronounce her name, she's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
She's so good. I can't believe, right, that like a cutscene from Revenge of the Sith
Yeah.
has like become. She's taken this role and turned it into like. She's phenomenal. She
Yeah,
is like a force to be reckoned with on screen.
Knocks it out of the park. My wife said the
I
same
bet-
thing.
I don't want to jump right to the end, mate, but I could watch her dance like that on repeat for like 10 hours straight. And that fucking song is an absolute banger.
Well,
That fucking song. Jimmy, do you have a clip of that song?
not yet, but the Star Wars channel on YouTube released a 1-hour video and music of that just on loop.
Really?
It's
The official Star Wars
Oh.
channel yesterday. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can watch Mon Mothma dance for an hour straight, literally.
Because not only is it probably the sexiest thing I've ever seen in Star Wars, but it also, that's the fucking writing on the show, man. And the acting, it told me everything I needed to know about where she was in that moment.
Yeah.
Because just by watching her dance, she's completely and utterly like losing herself, getting away from the whole stress of everything that's going on in her life. It's brilliant.
For a moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
She took fucking 3 shots.
Her acting, like you can just see it in her eyes. And talking about her friend, what's her friend's name? Who ends up meeting his demise?
Oh, Tay Colma.
You're done,
Yes.
son. He's fucked. He is, mate. He's gone.
He's done.
How nice for
But
Brutal.
but like, it's a friend that's betrayed her, maybe, or you can totally tell he's going to, because he's just like fucked. He's his wife left him. He's just fucked.
He's made some bad
And
investments. Apparently, the rebellion's costing him money.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
So he's
definitely
figured out.
running to the Empire if he leaves that planet.
Well, he's trying to. He needs cash. He wants a bribe.
Yeah.
You know, like he needs to float.
He
So
needs
he's
a
going to
number.
Skalden potentially.
He needs a number.
I love Luthen's reply. She's like, "I'll get a number." There is no number
There's no fucking number.
Yeah.
because that line says, "There's no number because there's always going to be a number. It's always going
Mhm.
to keep coming back. Soon, there's only one outcome to this whole situation.
The boy got to
He's
go.
going to take a fucking ride home with my girl, and we're
Cinta.
never going to see him over again."
Cinta!
We see Cinta lock eyes with their cousin and be like, "I haven't seen her forever," and there she is, right
Yeah.
there.
Wait,
and it's-
cousin? No, wait.
It's her cousin. Yeah, Mon Mothma's cousin is I forgot her character's name. But
Cinta's girlfriend, yeah.
yeah, Cinta's girlfriend.
It's her girlfriend though that's driving her, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought you meant. Okay, sorry.
No. Cinta is not.
No, they
Mon
locked
Mothma's
eyes. The
cousin.
girlfriend and Cinta locked eyes, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
But the
"Oh,
girlfriend is
man."
Mothma's cousin.
Yeah. And yeah, she's like, I
That
haven't
was
seen her. I haven't seen her in forever. What does Luthen have her doing? He's like fucking murdering people. That's what he's
Yeah.
having her do. Jesus.
Dude, it's so, man.
Oh, I want to point
Oh.
out a specific scene. It's one of the first scenes on Chandrilla that we see in the first episode. When you give it a rewatch, appreciate this. The scene where we first see Mon Mothma, and she's like welcoming people, whatever, and then she locks eyes with something off screen.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, she sees Luthen.
Luthen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That whole thing from her to just before meeting him was one shot.
Brilliant.
Or at least the camera followed her the entire way, and it didn't break scene at all. It just followed her down the stairs all the way around. I mean, say what you will about filming in the volume, but man, fucking hard to beat filming on giant sets in the real world.
Yeah.
I want to throw props at Genevieve O'Reilly, right?
Yeah.
That's her name.
Mm-hmm.
She does as the English would say, brilliant job at
Brilliant, mate.
portraying her emotions. It is almost unmatched. Like, I can't, like, I watch her react to things on screen in this TV series, and I'm like, why isn't she in anything else? Like, she is an amazing fucking actress. Like, she is so good. Like, showing emotion through her eyes, her poise.
Yeah.
Is her
like,
neck too long? Is her neck too long? Like, I don't know. Like, what is it?
her reaction, like the way her face reacts when her daughter's like dead cold after she
Yeah.
tries to rescue her daughter from the wedding, and then
Yeah.
her daughter's just like, "I wish you were drunk."
Ooh, that was harsh.
Yeah, she's like, my mom
it's
didn't
like,
offer me this,
whoa,
but I'm offering
bang.
it to you.
Yeah.
And the daughter still just spits it back in her face. It's like,
Oh,
man,
fucking-
I don't
yeah.
know.
And there's a brief moment where you just see it, like she's absolutely just like gutted on her face that she spat that back
Yeah.
at her, and
Well,
then she fucking snaps like straight back in, and she's
Yep.
bang.
Get
took
I
the
behind
walk.
piss.
me.
I walk
Get
out
behind me.
first. That's
Yeah.
right. I walk
Yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
first.
And what she realizes, she failed earlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a place to rescue it. She failed like 10 years ago, kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
indeed.
and we can all relate. Like, it's from one form or another, from a degree of this. Obviously not to this degree, but it's a thing. Like, you worry about, like, you're raising a child. Like, what do I say? What do I don't say?
Yeah, all the time.
It's a
Everything
thing.
is impactful, you know. And Mon Mothma is just consumed with her work, trying to save everybody else in the galaxy and not looking inward towards her own kid. Though, granted, I wouldn't say that the Chandrillan rites of traditional marriage is really something I really buy into. I mean, everything's all arranged, you know. Do they really love
Yeah.
each other? No, they just hope to tolerate one another.
That's the thing. Like, that's their thing. The
like
tradition.
Mon and Perrin is a strictly transactional relationship where they hope to be able to enjoy things from time to time.
Yeah.
Not sure
And
about
you-
this
and you
hike
try-
either, mate.
Mm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Who wants to go for a hike before they get married?
So a friend of mine did before his wedding. We went for a hike up a mountain. I'm like,
happened.
what the fuck are we doing up here? But I did it.
Where's the alcohol?
Yeah. We had Marlboro Lights and Budweiser at the top. It was great.
I think in those instances when you're staring at your offspring and they're doing something monumental, you try to build off of failures of your parents, right? You're like, well, my parents didn't, like you saw in the show, my parents didn't offer me this or say this, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna say it to you because I feel like they should have, kind of thing.
Mm.
And it's sad when it doesn't meet the expectations, and you're like, and they're like, what? No, like, what the fuck? I'm gonna move on with this.
Yeah.
But it makes you think as a parent, like, what the fuck do I do to make it right? Like, I don't.
Time.
We
Long
are
time.
only who we are, and we are hopefully an improvement off our masters, as Yoda said in The Last Jedi, I believe.
Sure.
Right?
I think so.
Sure,
I
sure.
can't
Can
remember.
someone
I can't
confirm?
remember this.
Can one of
Fuck,
you Star
you're
Wars
asking-
nerds confirm
I
with
ain't the
me?
last Jedi expert here. I haven't rewatched it enough times, but
No, when he's sitting in front of the tree burning on the fucking,
yeah, wasn't that
we
Rise of
are what
Skywalker when
we
she came back?
are.
What they grow be we are what they grow beyond,
Yes!
something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what we are, and that's how we got to think about it as parents.
Yeah.
Fair
We
to the great
should be a better parent than our parents because we're growing beyond them.
Ideally. So the last thing I'll mention is that we have Mon Mothma's aide, Erskine Samaj, senatorial attaché. I believe that was his name. Because that was the guy talking about the ship that's too big to land in the landing port, or the cargo bay or landing bay or whatever the fuck. This is a man who is featured in season 3, episode 18, Secret Cargo, Star Wars Rebels, at minute 440. Okay, 440. We see him and Gold Leader come onto the Ghost. And here's my hot take, my hot belief, hot and hard, red hard and smelt. They need to make a special live action, just one episode of this particular Star Wars Rebels episode. They have every single person who is currently cast for live action in real life. Grand Admiral Thrawn, Governor Price, which Ed and I had the pleasure of meeting.
She's amazing.
The guy from Chandrilla, Mon Mothma, literally right now as they're recording this, right? So in that particular episode of Rebels, Mon Mothma now becomes, she's on the run, basically, after the comments she made after the Gorman massacre. And we're seeing the Gorman massacre. So the events of this, of however, whenever the Gorman arc occurs, is going to be right in lockstep with the events of season 3, episode 18 of Star Wars Rebels. So just seeing how all that stuff starts to overlap. Mon Mothma has some really great speeches done in that season 3, episode 18. That it would
In
be
Rebels.
in Rebels, it would be really cool to see done live action. But hopes and dreams from Jimmy. Hopes and dreams.
You think it'll happen?
No, but it would be really awesome if it did. You know, Disney just said like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go do this thing, and we're just gonna release this 1-hour episode about this like crossover special feature thing that they do because they have all the actors there."
What for the listeners, tell them what Rebels episode to watch. Maybe they'll.
He did do, mate. You'd not got your headphones on.
Four
Oh,
times,
they
Ed.
fell off.
Season 3, episode
They fell
18,
off my.
Secret Cargo.
Oh, okay.
The ghosts, our friends on the ghosts, have to transport secret cargo. Turns out it's a
Classic
transport
boss
with
art.
transport from
But
Chandrilla.
no. Classic boss art is I still have my headphones on and I didn't hear it.
There was that
But,
too, but that's okay. I wasn't going to say nothing.
Apologies.
But we get.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see how this all ends here. But they're all assembling at Yavin. you got to think these events will have happened by now, right? Because we see the ghost in the Battle of Scarif. So maybe. Anyways, any final thoughts, guys, on this first arc? We got the second one that's going to release in 2 days.
I just got one other comment that I've not heard anyone talk about, and the Luthen's assistant that's trying to like contact Andor all the way
Clea? Is that
Yeah,
all the way
Clea,
through
I
it.
think it's Clea.
She's rad. When she leaves Chandrilla and goes back to Luthen's shop, as she walks through the shop, I don't know if you spotted it, but Plo Koon's mask is
Yep.
on
Yes.
the counter.
Yep.
And I
Is
was
it
like,
Plo
that's
Koon
pretty
or
rad.
is it Plo Koon
Or
or for someone
another
from
of
his
his
race?
Yeah,
well,
you don't know.
it's
You don't
there.
know.
isn't
But it's definitely Plo Koon.
It is definitely Plo Koon. Yep. Got to keep some
So-
remembrance of the Jedi somewhere.
Dude, I
Nice
clearly
little
paused it a
Easter
lot.
egg.
Every time they go in that store, I'm like, pause.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always. There's something cool in there. So
But that was a real cool scene. That was when when she finally got in contact, and they were just talking about the weather report, like in code. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
it's really crowded there.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm floating in a ship. What the fuck is going on?" I love the
Jimmy, what's the farm planet again? I have one last
Mina
one last
Rao.
statement.
Mina
Mina Rao.
Yeah.
So we talked about the remix music. So this is because I'm musically
Inclined.
and I think about this shit. So it goes back and forth. So it goes to Mon Mothma dancing to this music, or the start of it, and then it goes back to the farm planet. And I just want to mention, and if you didn't notice it, rewatch it. But the transition between the festivities on Chandrilla and the rebels on the farm planet is really cool between the music, like because it's like it keeps the same key,
Yeah.
but then like moves towards like a oh shit, their empire is here, like fuck, and then it goes back to like techno dancing, like it's fun. Just so you guys know and want to go back and watch it, keep a keen ear on it, and it'll be rewarding.
Heard and seen. Final thoughts from you, Chris?
Just can't wait for Wednesday, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing where we go next, mate. BBY3, and I'll pause it and say, do you know what that means, Michelle?
Do you know what that means?
3 years before the Battle of Yavin. And she'll look at me like, why do I ever let you put your cock in me? And there we have it. Can't wait, mate. This fucking show's great.
Nice. All right.
I want to say it's been a while since you said that, so I'm happy you said that. Thank you.
She said. So, folks, thank you for joining us on this amazing over 2.5 hour episode of the Scruffy Looking Podcasters, episode 268. You can check us out at scruffypod.com. Email us scruffypodcasters@gmail.com, and we will see you next time.
Yes, thanks for listening. Keep up on Andor. It's a fucking good show. And my last word is Kafreen.
See you later, everyone. Take care.
This party's over.